Hello, hello, and welcome to the live stream. Welcome to Mystery of the Malign. Today we're going back to a more usual choice for the channel. So this is an indie detective investigation game. Again, I think maybe like single dev effort. So we've had good experiences with that kind of stuff. Sure, they're not always perfect, but usually there is some good investigating going on. So I've had this one for a while, just haven't found time to play it. So I was like, well, let's pick it up. Let's give it a try. Yeah, this one is about some sort of incident at a museum where a woman gets attacked and we have to go and investigate, but like all of the art seems to be do with like, there's a mummy on the key art and then some artifacts. So it feels like either there is some sort of evil curse happening, or it's like some of those Nancy Drew Scooby-Doo stories where they make it seem like there's an evil curse haunting happening, but actually it's someone else pretending, right? So we'll see which one it is. I think it's a bit of a longer game, so it might be multiple streams, but I guess it depends on how fast we're going with our investigating. So I hope you're up for all that. Hello Digibob, hello Crystal, and hello Last Boy Standing. Welcome to the stream. So let's get on with this. Let's set ourselves up. Have to type our name to play the game. Welcome to Mystery of the Malign, the detective game that puts the investigation into your hands. The focus here is placed on collecting information, forming theories, and piecing together a large-scale narrative context. Although there is the option to attach notes in-game, the use of physical pen and paper is still recommended to keep track of general thoughts and observations. Take your time. This is a game that rewards patience and contemplation. Okay, they're like, get your detective chops out, get your notebook out. Well, I have my notebook with me, as always. And it says noted. This investigation begins with the account of an inexplicable instance of public hysteria. It could be nothing, or it could be all that is needed to keep the mind chewing for a while. Pay attention. Details matter. Okay, let's all get our eyes ready for paying attention. Yeah, the graphics are a bit old school, but I don't mind as long as the investigating's good. So we're in some courtyard and there's a dude. Hello very much, Craft, and hello David. Christopher, doesn't this whole thing seem a little too straightforward? Since when is that a problem? That's us. We're Christopher, I guess. Hey, just seems she's a little too easy to track down. I don't want to find myself lured into another secret gang war or some honeypot death trap. Okay, so we're experienced in things going wrong. What? You think someone's trying to deceive us? And you don't? Well, that's just fantastic. And here I was counting on your sense of self-preservation. It's always a possibility. But have you got a single reasonable cause for this suspicion of yours, David? He's got nothing to say. I think David here might be a bit of a conspiracy nut. He's like, oh yeah, people are out to get us. Just a hunch then. Someone's always waiting to fuck you over. You just don't know it yet. You've been wrong before. And it only takes one right guess to save both our lives. If I'm right, you owe me a beer. I'll make sure to forget that. You? Ha! That'll be a first. Okay, so we've got gossip and investigation, so I assume that's like things we can talk about. Yes, I like David's thing here. It's like, oh yes, every time I'm gonna guess someone is trying to kill us, and in the chance that someone does try to kill us, you owe me a beer. It's like, he's just chancing it. So what's the gossip? You know something? This town isn't close to half as criminal as I expected. Oh, is there like lore? We can open lore? Yes. Bridgeboro, a major city of moderate size in the Interrogate of Langham. It is situated along the Adele River and is known primarily for its historical sites and furniture industry. Okay, well, there is lore. We like lore. It's nowhere near as big as Chuark, or dense, or corrupt. Chuark, the most populous city in the Interrogate of Vandervelde. Okay, I assume this isn't real places then. It's just made up country. And on the western Insulian coastline. Chuark is an international hub for finance, culture, commerce, industry, and most infamously, crime. It is also my hometown. Were you hoping there would be trouble? It's a little too still to not be suspicious. I like danger where I can see it. So what about the investigation there? Are we done here? 10 Lib says she's not home. Is Libs the currency? Libers. The Liber is the official centrally issued currency of the Isulian sovereignation and one of the 4 prime currencies in the international monetary apparatus. The purchasing power of 1 Liber is 2.1 loaves of bread. Yes, they were like, we must make fake economy for this city. I want to see what we can find out from here. If it's just false alarm, we're dropping it. Okay, so that was this button then. Okay, so we have 311 Perry Dane Street and Shelley Clarkson. Is this us like talking to him about those things? Figured out a way in yet? It should be no problem. Imagine she's not home. Would that be so bad? Okay, so we can ask him about things. So let's ask about Shelley Clarkson. How are you so sure about this? You hear one incident report and you immediately jump on it like it's selling out? I'm not sure about anything, that's why we're here. Look at it like this. If it's something we've seen before, then the case is over in 5 minutes. No time wasted. And if it's not, then you and I both have something exciting to look forward to. Okay, so right now everything's a bit mysterious. We're here to see Shelley, I guess, but we don't know her. It's because of some incident report. But this guy don't seem so sure about what's going on. And we have to find our way in. Okay, well, there's a door. There's also a piece, like, is it a rock? Huh? We can look at it. Rollins, you're a damn bastard. Stop hanging your socks out on the... Okay. Well, I mean, I assume that's him then. Rollins, because that's them socks. Someone has an issue seeing just socks hanging from the windows. Hello, Firefly, just causing trouble, as always. Okay, so can we, like, open the door? The door is locked. Oh, no. What are we gonna do? Can we use the intercom? Solutions. The answer slots need to be filled with the correct inputs in order to be solved. Individual answers may be clear to you even if you are still missing key information or the case pieces needed to fill out the whole section. Okay, so we can't just ring her doorbell. We need to figure out which button on the intercom she is and everyone else is. I guess that's what we're doing. Well, there's more paper. New mailboxes will be here on the 29th of October. And a reminder that I'm still waiting for Rollins' share of the payment. Another inspection for mold and bugs coming up on 12th of November. They're going to be needing access to one apartment on each floor, so it will be Shelley and Cherny this time. Okay, so we know about Rollins. He's the one with the socks. And then there is Shelley and Cherny. And yes, those are the clues that they live on different floors. Because I assume that will help us with the intercom. What else? There are mailboxes. The mailbox is labeled Clarkson. Okay, so there's 4 people and we already have 4 names, or there's 4 apartments. This one's labeled Cherny, Rollins. The mailbox is about Wilkes, and number 1 is written on it with marker. Okay. Oh, because yeah, we have 4 names, but Shelley and Cherny, like Shelley might be a first name, so then there's Wilkes lives at number 1 as well. That might be someone's surname. Call back the guy. The new mailboxes are all messed up, and only Cherny is in the right place. Okay, only Cherny is in the right place. I'm hoping you can get this sorted within the week before some mix-up with the mail happens. So this is basically telling us that if we were like thinking that the mailboxes are 1, 2, 3, 4 in order of apartments, they're not. So only Cherny is correct, which is this one. So like if we're going this way, that's the second one. Okay, so we have number 2 here. That's C. So number 2 Cherny then? If we're saying this is it. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, because of the text here, I assume this is Rollins, the owner of the socks on the windows. So then we have Clarkson, and I guess Wilkes may be Shelley's surname, because Shelley sounds like a first name, right? And that will still leave us with the right amount of words. But so therefore, Clarkson is not number 1, and Wilkes is number 1. Because the mailboxes are all wrong. So Wilkes goes here, and then Clarkson goes here. Section solved. I know, we knew Shelley Clarkson was the full name. The arrangement of the apartment is now clear, and it appears that apartment 3 is the one where Shelley Clarkson resides. It's time to get to work. Yes, why are we bothering this woman, right? Like, we don't know her. Yes? Afternoon, Miss Clarkson. A friend of yours sent us to help with your problem. Can you pass us in? To help with your problem. Suspicious. Are we suspicious? Oh. Wait, hang on. Bzz. Okay. She's let us in. Okay, so she's in number 3. Oh, there's a candle. A candle? Yes. A rose for something? It's too dark to see. Okay. Do we have an inventory? We do. Item menu. The item menu allows you to inspect your currently held items. To select an item for the purpose of using it on points of interest in the world, click on it again after it's been selected. Okay. So we have a pocket knife, a lighter, and okay, we have an article clipping. Can we look at it? Yes. Public freakout in Greenwich. An unpleasant situation has been reported, which took place last evening at around Penrose side, specifically by the local museum. The occurrence seems to be the result of an emotionally insecure woman accidentally being locked inside the museum grounds after closing hours. She reportedly ran away screaming. Eyewitness refused to provide details, but one local resident has identified the woman as one Shelley Clarkson. This, of course, is the only one of many such cases, and once again brings attention to the something ineffectiveness of our education. What? Okay, interesting. So we see an article about a woman being locked in a museum and then freaking out, and then we're like, let's go track her down. But also, what is this article? Like, ineffectiveness of our education? Because people are having a freak out at being locked in the museum? Strange. Okay, so can I use this to light the candle? Yes, I can. Okay. Keep with the times. Something, something. You could be missing something important. Be sure to tune in to your news regularly. Hello. Are there a few people? I mean, there's a few of you, but I guess not the usual talkers. Juwon is here now. Hello, Juwon. Being late. I assume Gloves is not around because they've got work again, so... It's always a bit more quiet on Mondays, right? People go work, people got busy. Okay, so there is 3, there's also 4. They've got something on the drawer. Stop hanging your socks out on the window to dry. I can't open the windows anymore because of that smell. It's become unbearable. Oh, like... So they're not like washing their socks. They're just hanging them out. Yeah, that's a bit disgusting. Okay, number 3. And we're just waiting. What is it? Is this Shelley Clarkson? Yes. No, wait. Just hold on a minute. Which friend sent you here exactly? I hate to start off on the wrong foot, miss, but the truth is we found you on our own. The thing is, we had to find you. I know of your incident, a problem we should be able to help you resolve. This is all very suspicious. What do you want from me? Sob. Okay, she's crying. We have reason to believe you could still be in danger. In fact, it's fortunate for all of us no one else has made their way here already. Why should I even listen to all of this? Because you're going to have much bigger problems than us if we don't get this taken care of. Speechless, yes. She just got locked in a museum. What's going on here? You must have some mistake. There is no proof and no one even remembers me. I just need a few days here and I will be like, it never happened. Just leave. Leave. Okay. You have no proof, just go away. Okay. So what's the proof? I mean, we have an article about it happening. Is that proof enough? Wait, that's... Oh. Okay, she opens the door. What can you do? Wait, you're not from the police. If you even try, I call them right now. No, you won't. If you had the slightest trust they could help you, you would have called already. And you wouldn't have opened that door. You know what they do with individuals like you. Hey, we may have saved your life just now. You don't know what sort of loons are out there looking for you. We don't know either. It's why we'll need your assistance. And if you're looking to kill me and throw me in some ditch, I mean, I guess then it's a bit late. We're already in your house. If we wanted you dead, you would already be. You're an easy target. You realize that? Wow, you're threatening. We're not here to hurt you. Is what Christopher's saying isn't getting that across by any chance. Yes, we're being very threatening. And he's like, no, we're not here to kill you. Calm down. And what is it that you do exactly? We don't want to bore you with the specificities of our line of work, Miss Clarkson. Or scare you half to death, much more likely. Now, can you tell us what happened? In your own words, I understand you must have been at the Goddard Public Museum. Museum? Yes, at the museum, it was dark. I was jumped, attacked. He could have killed me. But I don't understand. I can't understand what. It just doesn't make sense. I'm not even sure what happened. He came out of nowhere and then he was gone? He was going to kill me. Can't you understand? Alright, just take it easy. You can use the time to collect your thoughts on our way to the museum. Wait, no! We do have to get going. The earlier we start, the better. No, I'm staying right here. It's too much outside. Usually I'd agree, but whoever came after you might already know your whereabouts. Right now, the last thing you want to find out is what would happen if you were to be left here alone. You're coming with us. You're safer in public than you are anywhere alone. Is someone coming for me? It's possible. This is just a precaution. I'll be waiting downstairs with the car. Just let's get going. Okay, well, yes, this is all very weird, right? Like, what happened exactly? Why do we think she's in danger just because she was at this museum? Expensive looking Wainwright TV set, no video system. Okay. Drawers of clothes. There's a strong smell of perfume hanging over the dress areas. We're just sorry, lady. I'm just gonna, like, you know, investigate your house just in case. Cooking books, travel guides, and drama novellas based on their condition, they don't appear to have been read much. Okay. Fridge. Not a lot in here. Stocked enough for just one person. Nothing of interest. Okay. Nothing in her kitchen. An old soundscape. It's been moved around a lot and carelessly. Okay, she's got her music. Anywhere downstairs, like waiting for us to kill us or anything? I guess not. All good. Guess that's the intercom. We can turn the lights on. Yeah, it's the intercom. Okay, that's the front door. Okay, and we don't need to go down there. Like, how is that down? Oh, what's this? Dry flower petals. Okay. What is the significance of that? Oh. Okay, we can do investigation or we can do gossip. Right now, the last thing you want to find out is, okay, so that's just what if we left you alone. Yes, flower petals, very suspicious. Okay, so we just tell her she's coming with us. What about some gossip? Is this some sick joke? Are you helping me or not? Okay, she's like, yeah, why you want to gossip? We can ask her about herself or her address, but let's ask her about the museum, since apparently that's where it all went down. Horrible place. Okay. That's what you got to say. How about you? Tell me about yourself. I don't see what it has to be me. What about your relations? What about them? Do you have any family in Bridgeboro, Miss Clarkson? They're from the city. I just don't want to talk about it. Okay. Do you work anywhere? Waitress. I called in sick. Good. We have got work to do. Anyone there you don't get along with? No. Out of the question. Any particularly rocky acquaintances? I haven't done anything to anyone. I want this to be over. Okay, so she's like, I don't know why would anyone attack me. Tell me about where you live. That's where I live, yes. Okay, cool. Okay, the article has disappeared, so I guess I've used it up, right? It's like, we've used it to open the door and we don't need it anymore. Okay, so what's this door? Okay, no need to go down there. Well, then I guess we go downstairs, because there's nothing else to do there. Okay, assault in the night. Scenes. Assault in the night. What took place? Who was involved? How very Obra Dinn. Okay. At the museum grounds, someone came upon Shelley Clarkson with the intent of something. This was interrupted when someone, which allowed Shelley Clarkson to flee. Okay. An inexplicable incident has occurred during the night. The facts relating to the incident need to be assembled into a coherent explanation. Okay, so that's just what you're supposed to do. Yes, so suspiciously Britain, who was involved. Okay, so then we have to fill in the names of the people. I mean, she was directly involved, right? Can we put her name? I mean, it doesn't help because we don't get anything else. So there's a woman in need. The incident report in the newspaper led us to 311 Perrydane Street, where we met Miss Shelley Clarkson. Shelley's erratic behavior and inability to fully account for what happened have strongly indicated that her troubles are unusual. Unusual enough to look into. And this is our notes. Okay. So we have steps icon. Case scene sections open. 0 solved. 6th of November 2184. Like, what sort of year system is this, right? A second era, year 184? Afternoon. Yes, so someone or something caused Shelley Clarkson to go into hysterical shock. Historical shock? Very historical shock. I mean, it was at a museum, so maybe. Hysterical shock at the Goddard Public Museum grounds. Okay, so that's here. And then we have the 3 things we've been discussing with people as the pieces. Okay, I think this is for filtering. Yeah, okay. That's our thing. That's our case notebook. The case notebook is your main tool in keeping track and solving the pieces of the case. It's split into 3 main parts: the case overview, the case scene logs, and the case pieces log. The case pieces log is where you will find all the persons, locations, and other clues encountered during the investigation. Use the filter options to narrow down the list of specific log entries. Okay, yes. Okay, so that's what's in our menu. It was weird that it kind of happened as I was like staring into the wall. I was like, what's going on? Am I stuck? Okay, now we continue downstairs because yeah, this feels just like that was a little intro to teach us about doing things. Hello, friend. Well, you got what you came for? I think we have something on our hands. It's enough to be worth the afternoon at least. Clearly there is some sort of like in-world thing happening that they are not telling us about yet. Like, why are those 2 people investigating weird events and are suspicious about this, right? Like, nothing about that is explained. Like, someone having an incident at a museum doesn't seem like a big conspiracy. Looks like we're heading for that museum. We'll pick up M and Vigo on the way. Okay, who's M and Vigo? Okay, can we discuss the museum with the guy? Weird place for an accident like that. Accident? I thought it was an attack. But is the location deliberate? Or is it random? I always bet on deliberate. Okay. So what now? We just press this? Okay, so we're here. And I guess we go to the museum? Okay, we've arrived at the museum. And we've got not much to say. Emily? So... I think it was aliens. Do you think it was aliens? I think we don't know absolutely anything to draw conclusions yet. Right. I think I'll think about it some more. It doesn't feel right being here. For now, I need you to point us to where the scene of the circumstance. Yes, totally aliens. Now that aliens are in the mix, it was totally them. It was down the path somewhere, beside the big paved area. A man, someone, jumped me. I could have been killed. I'm not going back there again. This park is too much for my nerves. Hey, lady. No need to get worked up. It could be a nice alien for all we know. What? Just stick with my wife for now. I'll come find you when we have questions. Okay. That's apparently our wife. Our wife is like, aliens? Was it aliens? And try not to take her too literally. For your nerves' sake. Okay, so they're hanging out here. talking about aliens. And I guess we gotta investigate. Oh, there's a dog. Dog? Hi, dog. Vigo appears at ease. Okay, so that's the dog we went to pick up because they say let's pick up Em and Vigo. Hello, dog. Can we pet? No, we can just look. Fine then. Can you help us search for the aliens? Do you know where the aliens are? Well, she said it was down this path, so I assume we go down here. Okay, what did go into our notebook? Yes, an investigation is divided into case scenes. There are fragments of bigger whole and take time to make sense of. The context around the case scene can usually indicate where and how more information can be found that can help in solving it. If a scene section is marked in gray, it means you do not yet have sufficient information to fully solve it. A section marked in red indicates that all the necessary information has been collected. The answer slots in a scene section need to be filled with the correct case pieces and input in order to be solved. Fully solving a case scene section could take some time and exploration. Individual answers may be clear to you even if there are still missing key information or the case pieces needed to fill out the whole section. Yes, okay, so... According to Shelley Clarkson, the attack happened after sunset within the grounds of the Goddard Museum. Some evidence of the circumstance should still be possible to find. Okay, was that what we wrote down? But yes, nothing is red, everything is gray. Because we just got here and we've got no evidence of anything. So let's go along this path and see what we can find. Anything in the bin? A metal trash can. Yeah, but is there anything in it? Come on, stick your hand in it. Let's dig in some trash. It's for the case. Okay, no? Fine. Be like that. Just missing out on investigating. Well, okay, this bush is a bit indented. The hedge has been deformed. Yep. And there's like tracks in there as well. Okay, more tutorial. Case piece. You have stumbled upon a case piece. And as indicated by the notifier icon, the case piece has been logged in your case notebook. To access the case notebook, use tab. Just one vertex of the hedge. Yes, they were just like, you know, just press down on that one. And yes, there's like tracks in there, in the flowers apparently. So yes, this one's more indented. Yes, the hedge has been deformed. Okay, so someone... I mean, it's a bit weird because it's like, you know, having to jump over this hedge and run in the flower, jump off the other hedge. Like, you would think it would be faster to just run around the corner, but what do I know? It was aliens. They don't know any better. He's just following us around? Or is that someone else? No, that's still David. Hey man, what are you thinking? And talk about events of the night. Someone around the museum has to know something. Let's not state facts before anything's confirmed. What if no one involved has any ties to the museum? Hopefully someone does. I wouldn't take Shelley's word at face value if I can help it. Okay, well, I guess we can talk to him to discuss things later. Okay, there's more tracks in the flowers there. Can we go in the flowers? Yes, we can. The flowers here have been recently trampled. Wide gate, but no solid tracks. Yes, so we can trample them some more. Oh, what's this? Someone or something ran through the flowers. Okay, so this is like a an echo that pops up once we've collected enough traces. It's showing us a little reconstruction of the scene. Okay, and then they went here again. Like, why they're ramping over all those hedges? Yes, the hedge has been deformed. We can't jump, however, we have to run around. There's some dude staring at a bush. Is he aliens? A metal trash can. It's visibly dented in the middle. Is it? Ah yeah, over here. And also there's a ring on the floor as if the trash can was over there. A rust mark has saturated and seeped into the concrete over a period of months or years. Okay, yeah, so someone moved the trash can because, Like they jumped over the hedge here, hit the trash can, and then they moved it. Very strange, I have to say. Why would someone be just running around like that? Okay, there's some dude. Let's ask him. He's the gardener. Well, afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm looking into last night. About the big spectacle last night? You're the third or fourth bloke that came by today. Okay, so people are interested in what happened. Right. Mind if you answer a few questions? I don't know if I should. But what if I ask you? From what I hear, there was a stabbing or something? Some lady got locked in here and she must have been banging on the gates, something awful, and then someone came and unlocked them. Were you still here when it happened? Seems I missed it. I don't work that late. What time do you leave, usually? Oh, no later than 8, really. Yesterday must have been 7. It depends. I only heard when I came in, this morning. Okay, more about the investigation? Any issue if I look around? No. Unless you're having plans to ruin the greenery, that's it. Well, we've already stepped on the flowers. Have a lot of people been around the grounds today? Has the scene been interfered with or moved around since morning? Well, it's a public place. People come and go. I did sweep the paths this morning. Okay, you find any interesting trash? Did you notice anything different from usual then? The earlier you were here, the better. Just a whole lot of dry flowers and leaves to sweep. Didn't like it any when I found the flowers trampled. Yes, so he saw the... Hello, Ava. There's not been a murder, actually. No one's been murdered yet, but there's been a woman that's been attacked at a museum, but everything about it is super suspicious because it's like she was locked in there and she was freaking out, and then we came with our friend and we're acting like it's some big conspiracy, like we're being like, you're in danger, we must quickly go and solve this case or something worse could happen to you, but we're like not explaining how do we know this, so our own character is a bit suspicious. Yeah, someone trampled the flowers. And can we goss? That dog over there, yours? Yes. It's a decent tracker breed. My cousin's wife's brother has one like it. He's got a name? Yes, it's Vigo. Oh, after Vigo Spalding? A famous rock musician. During his golden years, Vigo Spalding became deeply ingrained into Isulianian popular culture, and by extension the popular culture of numerous other nations. Okay, just talking about pop culture in this world. No, it's from a movie. Okay, we get to know about the movie. Underneath the Undertow, a nautical drama from the second era, 150s. It tells the story of three men, Roy, Malign, James Braden, and Captain Vigo Harford, as they attempt to survive adrift in the Primedian Ocean following a shipwreck. Okay, again, some sort of in-universe made-up thing. Okay, so we're keep collecting things we can ask him about. So, did you see Shelly around here? Must be a troubled woman. Must be. Yes, there seems to be like some weird thing about like, oh, she freaked out, so there must be something wrong with her. Tell me about the museum. It's alright, pretty quiet on most days. Like, what kind of museum is it? I don't have business around the main floors anyhow. Seen anyone suspicious that could have attacked her? I don't know about that, just heard someone run off, it's all. Yeah, so what's with the trampled flowers? Oh, don't get me started. They were fine when I left yesterday, alright? Okay, so we know that it happened after he left. So it probably related to the attack? Was those darn kids again, running about the grounds. This has happened before? Well, not too often. Every few months or so? Okay, every few months or so, someone's coming in here and trampling your flowers? But I can't be expected to guard this whole lot from the children now, can I? But what if it's not the children? What if it's aliens? Any witnesses of the attack? Didn't see it. I was off work before it happened. Okay. Any idea who could have been here? Well, some vagrant could have snuck in. That happens at times. But I don't for sure know which staff was here. Okay. There's a guard on duty, but I heard it from Mr. Straum this morning. We had a whole staff meeting. Yes, surely there must be some security in this place, right? It's a museum, they might have precious artifacts. Okay, anything else around here? Because, yeah, barrels full of fallen dry leaves. Because clearly they want us to, like, inspect environments. Like, there's some drag marks. Drag marks, they look recent. An imprint from something heavy around base. I mean, could have been another place where a bin has been, or it's just where this barrel been dragged. Someone moved a barrel, yes. That would make sense. Could have been the gardener, you know, just doing gardening things. Not the aliens, I think. So we got some columns, benches, bins. Anything in this bin? Nope, just the trash can. There's a newspaper. The Bridgeboro Daily. Stanton tears at Wilkes over publication bill remark. Over the past week, Vanderbilt Governor Fred Wilkes has faced some minor but determined criticism over his statements last week regarding the currently discussed bill that is set to institute new regulations on the production and distributions of printed media. The short-lived public outcry had appeared to have all been but subsided until earlier this week on Tuesday, where Langham in Interrogate Representative Dale Stanton made Wilkes and his remarks the subject of heavy scrutiny at press conference held in Elysian Hotel Perennial. Last week's statement by Wilkes crossed into a multitude of areas of interest. While it's true that the bill's subject matter is guaranteed to be contentious ground for the government during the something. And then somewhat recent Wilkes' statements have been called out in the past for their constructive leanings, which appear uncharacteristic for his party allegiance. In this instance, however, Stanton regarded the position as borderline solidarist. Breer speaks Providence had enough. Like, this is all weird universe, so we don't know what this is all about. During a recent interview with the controversial but recent sought after Mr. Werner Bourdieu, we have been able to pick his thoughts on a few topics have been at the forefront of his public something. Okay, we don't even get to know what it is. Willard Co. drops Mayberry product line. Okay. Not sure if any of that is going to be important. It's gonna turn into some weird political mystery. That would be strange. Okay, another barrel. Full of dry leaves. Okay, no evidence so far in any bins or barrels. Lots of leaves. Lots of weird bushes. Okay. Nothing in the weird bushes. Okay, well, there was something, I think... I saw something on the ground before when we were looking at the flowers as well. Around this area. Yes, there is some... piece of paper, maybe. S. Okay, we're getting very Obra Dinn. Your findings have opened a new case section scene. Okay. Found in an area of the scene and tied to the time frame of alleged attack. Something. Why anywhere on anything waiting for was anyone or anything waiting for Shelley at the museum? Something supported by something. Did anyone or anything pursue Shelley as she fled? Something supported by something. Does anything indicate another human might have been present involved? Okay. Well, so we're saying could have been humans, could have been aliens. Okay, so that's details of the incident. So what does it actually say? S. Meet me by the museum tonight after closing time. I'll be at the small plaza. Make sure you're not seen. I am eagerly awaiting. Okay, so S could be Shelly then. Old and musty smelling paper, but it shows nowhere from the elements. Okay, and we've put it in our pocket. You have acquired an item as indicated by the notifier icon. The item has been placed into your luggage. Accessed it like, yeah, okay. We know about inventory. So now, can we go to Hare and be like, hey, were you meeting someone? You failed to mention that. Because, you know, that might be important to the case. And you said nothing about it. Hi. Yeah, let's not hang around here, but what about... Yes, what about this secretive invitation? What are you saying? That I had something to do with this? I didn't receive any messages or anything. Are you certain you don't know anyone that could have led you out here to ambush you? No, it's not possible. Not even Fred could have gone. Fred? A boyfriend. But that was ages ago, at least 3 months. Okay, so she's got some boyfriend she's broken up with or something like that. Okay, is there anything more here? Did you see the gardener while you were here? The gardener? I don't know him. I've never been here before. Okay. Know anything about the trampled flowers? Yes, I was in the flower beds. I must have been. Okay, so she admits to being in there. He pushed me and I tripped over right into the flowers. I just couldn't get up. I thought I was done for. I only realized I was down when I got startled. This really loud bang. I got on my feet and I just ran for the gate. You couldn't think of telling us earlier? I don't know, okay? So much happened so fast. Where was the attacker during all this? He disappeared. I didn't think about it. I took the chance and took off. Okay, very weird. Anything more you got to say about the attacker? A man, I think. A shadow. It was too dark. He just appeared out from the hedge. I couldn't break free when I got grabbed. Did he hit you or pull out some weapon? He tried to put something in my mouth. What would that be? I don't know. Felt like some dead animal. I spat it out, of course. Ugh. I screamed as hard as I could. Okay, well, that's interesting. But also weird. Okay. So, she says she did not receive this note. Can we, like, show something to the dog? According to this logic, every month marks a new age? Can we, like, show something to the dog? He's picking up a scent that leads towards the museum, yeah. So, he's our sniffer dog. Go to the museum to investigate. Okay, well, there's still some more grounds here. More trash cans with no evidence in them. Surely there must be a trash can with evidence somewhere. There's a gate. Gate is locked. Okay, no sign of a keyhole. More barrel marks. Yeah, something heavy with round base. I'm just looking behind all the bushes just in case, you know. Never know. Considering there was already like marks in the flowers, I just want to be sure I'm not missing something. A high-end Rockwell Cavalier sentry from the last few years. Okay, so we've got some cars parked here as well. Is that our car? Ah, we can open the boot. What we have? Lead canisters. It remains to be seen if we'll need any. For what? Never know when a vial or two might find some use. Okay, we've got some vials. Standard 20 milliliters plastic glass vial. A necessity for collecting samples. Okay, so we can do like testing of things. Okay, we can go down here. There's some sort of staircase to the basement. Is it open? No. Of course it's locked. Okay, so there was a door by where we found the note. Let's just trample the flowers some more, you know. Why not? Everyone else already be in the flower. Why would we need a lead caster? The only thing that springs to mind to contain radioactive materials, which has mildly terrifying implications. I should get some understanding of what I can about the scene of circumstance. Okay, so they don't want me to go inside it. They're like, no, we must investigate more. Okay, well, there is some more imprints here. Imprints of shoes, medium large size, likely boots, worn by someone at least somewhat heavy. Aliens. We need lead canisters for aliens? More drag marks. Drag marks and imprints of large boots. Okay, so the same person that was there in the flowers was dragging something here. Oh, more dented hedges. Tiny radioactive aliens, yes. The hedge has been deformed. Just tracing the hedges. Dried blood. Weeks old by the look of it. Okay. Well, this thing didn't happen weeks ago, so what's that all about? Okay, this is locked. Hey, gardener dude, you know anything about this blood? Okay, it's more heavy imprints from the various barrels. Yes, barrels were moved. Yes, leaves. This one appears empty. Yes, there were more barrels here. Yes, leaves. This one's closed. Why are those barrels important? Some sort of dry, chalky residue. Aliens? Can we get in the shed? It's locked. Everything's locked. Why is everything locked? He's got some tools in there. He's got some stuff in there. And there's something on the table. A screwdriver? Do we need a screwdriver? Do we need to break in there to get a screwdriver? You always need a screwdriver. Hey. Can we discuss the blood? Can I help you? Drag marks. Dried blood. Didn't see that there. Okay. Some stinking mole got killed probably. Let's hope. That's your best guess? Well, the moles are real menace. Could be a hedgehog too. Okay, he's like, don't care. What about the drag marks? They'll be gone soon enough. It won't be a problem again. That sounds like you know where they came from. That's not your concern, sir. I know it was the barrels. What business is this of yours? Yes, exactly. It seems like he uses them for leaves. Unless there is things in the leaves. What we have? If it looks like you're telling the truth, or if it's not clear what happened, you might get into trouble. Yeah, he didn't notice it for weeks, right? But he's like, what is that about? It looks like you're not telling the truth. Now hold on a minute. That's an awful way to speak. If you tell me, I won't say a word to your management. Oh well. I've got to move the barrels around somehow. Less noise that way. Grass grows back. Just don't tell the boss. I'll be more careful. Have any of the barrels been moved around while you were gone? So the big secret is that instead of picking up the barrels like he apparently is supposed to, he's dragging them all the grass. So it's like, that's the dirt we've got on the gardener? Nope, I don't think so. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I know anything about the loud banging? Well, wouldn't say I heard much banging on the regular around here. Unless, sometimes a gate slams shut. Doesn't say much. Okay, what about the shoe prints and flowers? Some darn people, I swear. Okay, you know nothing about it. And the chalky residue? Oh, that's no good. I'll have to get it cleaned up. Can I ask, what is it? Just garden work. It's, my concern, not yours. Uh-huh. Well then, can I use my little tubes to collect some residue and then test it? See what it is? I got a sample. Yes, okay. So I can probably get a sample of the blood as well. We can test to see maybe if it's human or something else. It's too old and dried up to be of any use. Okay, we can't get a sample of that. Well, we've got our first sample, so what do we do with that? Do we like discuss it with David or anything like that? Do we take it to our car? Do we have a mobile lab in our car? Use O to access field studies. Okay. Field studies. The field studies are a collection of research on obscure and unexplained matters. Aliens? Very often, when conventional knowledge fails you, it might be necessary to consult the studies for information that is impossible to find otherwise. Ooh, we're getting into some supernatural business. In some circumstances, this page is served to provide a much-needed understanding of what you might or might not be dealing with. The binder contains numerous pages covering many topics. Entries will become accessible as they become plausibly relevant to the investigation. Once a subject enters the pool of probable factors, it can be used as a solution input in the appropriate context. Okay, transgressor ghosts, night stalker. Okay, this is interesting. Anomaly identifiers. Identifying unnatural activity. As previously covered, reliable methods of universally detecting and identifying all categories of elusive and anomalous subjects and phenomena have not been established at this time. Below are listed a section of identifiers that have been determined to be the most generally consistent but not entirely reliable. Anomalous infusion. Powerful anomalous presence and other localized unnatural phenomena can sometimes infuse their environments with unstable trace elements and charges. If other indicators have been discovered that point it to the possible presence of unstable energies, caution is advised. Proper confirmation involves the collection of local materials and substances, specifically samples of the soil, plant life, and tree sap, which have proven to be the most energy absorbent. Okay, so should we collect like the flowers and the dirt for some science? Observation of the samples with an unarmed eye and field tools has proven unsatisfactory, and advanced testing in secure environment might be necessary. See trace element analysis. Erratic animal behavior. Most animal species have been observed to have higher sensitivity towards effective emissions than of humans. Symptoms include aimless or anxious activity, aggression, and dull instincts and self-preservation. Certain animals appear to display a sort of attraction towards sources of unnatural emissions or energy types. The most common example are the various subspecies of larks, which I have observed to have tendency to idle in close proximity to disruptive energy sources. Inexplicable odors. Sight of strong anomalous presence can, in some cases, elicit sensations recognized as smells in individuals. The smells have no discernible source and are the same for all individuals present. Smells that can be described as that of burnt roses and of cooked meals are among the most common. Mechanical, electrical instability. In proximity to site, objects, and other types of sources, which radiate categories of unstable, undocumented energies, a phenomenon is observed wherein mechanical and electrical devices undergo a rapid form of deterioration that results in the failure and malfunction of said devices. The more complex the mechanisms and the more saturated the energy, the greater the chance of this occurring. Energies of this grade are in some cases visible to the unarmed eye, volatile and hazardous to organic life, This method of identification has proven to be the most replicable and consistent, but it's also the least common, owing to the immediate degree of concentration and of disruptive energies, emissions, or currents needed for these effects to occur. Okay, so we're dealing with the supernatural here. Arc reader, atmospheric raw current. Okay. Well, I guess now that maybe explain more about those lead canisters. We need to collect supernatural things. The scientific concept of atmospheric raw current, which has been identified and observed since nearly a century ago, was initially widely publicized, but the research has been decidedly discontinued since the associated measuring equipment became regarded as unreliable in its applications. Beyond the utility of the equipment for loosely measuring and predicting atmospheric changes and patterns, I have acquired information and personally confirmed that this atmospheric disruption originates not only naturally, but can also be detected around sources of some unnatural and undocumented categories of energy. Aliens! The sensory equipment has proven capable of detecting, identifying, and tracing a wide variety of objects, organisms, and sites that I would classify as elusive or unconventional in nature. Aliens? In a majority of test cases, this technology is capable of receiving readings from objects which possess strange and unexplained properties. The Oceanics Arc Reader system should be mainly used as an area scanner. The main sensor is rudimentary but adequate for measuring the disruptive emission levels of small objects if necessary. Not enough room inside dashboard to fit more equipment. Testing of the scanner gives satisfactory results. Radio antenna isn't ideal, but gets us area readings in a radius of 60 to 75 meters, up to 150 for above average emissions. Okay, is this in our car then? Dashboard's main sensor is almost accurate when configured to 30. Okay. Types of properties. Okay, there's lots of reading in this game, apparently. For some emissive objects, the arc reader gives lower and lower readings over time. Trace levels of readings sometimes means decaying internal energy. Charged objects lose emissive properties after being discharged. When an object comes into contact with a transmissive, it retains emissive traces for a time. Any object with powerful enough emissions becomes transmissive, leaves trace energies. Passive property types. Observations have determined that there are distinct types of passive qualities that the various encountered entities, creatures, and objects possesses. These qualities determine their properties and their effects on their environment and external objects. Here I have composed a list of the various property types that I have observed. Inert, the object has no discernible effect on the environment or external subjects and does not possess any internal source of agency. Emissive, the object or organism produces or passively emits a type of ambient energy that disrupts the currents of its surrounding atmosphere. Transmissive, the object or organism has emissive properties while also leveraging energy or element traces of itself upon its surroundings and object it comes into contact with. Psychoaffective, the object or organism has emissive properties while also passively emitting some category of psychic waves that affect sentient organisms, okay? Sensitive, the object has the qualities of an inert entity but is at risk of undergoing significant change, deteriorating or becoming active if its physical conditions are affected. And unstable, the object or organism is charged with an energy or force type which is uncontrollable, often visible and potentially dangerous effects. It is critical that any and all subjects of this category are kept properly contained and away from the access of ignorant individuals. Okay, but right now, nothing is relevant. We can't read about any of those things. We just get to read about the fact that we think things are supernatural. Okay, this has now unlocked. Someone leapt over the hedge quite awkwardly by Narash. Excuse me. Quick sneeze break. Yes, can we get a sample of the flowers there? Detect any weird energies around them? Okay, a flower needs to be cut more precisely. Well, I do have a knife. Okay. And, oh yeah. So I don't need the jar. I just cut the flower from the bed and straight into my inventory. Do I take a soil sample from the drag marks? Okay, no, that wouldn't work. Fine. Okay, let's check our car. Since, there was stuff potentially in the car. If I read that ARC thing correctly, maybe there is some detection we can do. Interrogation. Asking question is the only way of getting some of the information you need. People generally have something to say no matter on matters that relate to them. However, people are unreliable narrators. Some might be uncooperative, some might lie, some might have an overactive imagination, or could simply be confused. Okay. Is it expecting us to interrogate her now? Then, now that we've collected a bunch of evidence. I didn't check that bin though. What if there's something in this bin? Nope, just a trash can. Anything here? Nah. Okay, let me just check the car and then I'm gonna try and ask her things. Okay, we've got a book. Lost? Follow the simple steps. Don't panic. Losing a hold of your senses isn't helpful. Stay concentrated and take it slow. Think before you start running around in all directions and lose track completely. Find your bearings. Take note of your surroundings. Have you familiarized yourself with the area? Keep your eyes open for landmarks, materials, and signs of potential danger. Dig deeper. We Mole Scouts know to think twice before we take a thing for granted. Don't stare at the surface. Always start digging. Those shiny red berries might be poisonous, while that crooked tree might make for a good shelter. Mr. Mole says, always bring the necessities when out in the unknown areas, okay? Why do we have this? I can only assume David stole this book from somewhere on our road to Bridgeboro. All things considered, it contains some decent insights, okay? So it's like, don't panic, do things. The ARC reader scanner is getting a reading that is very slightly above the baseline. Okay. So something is reading, but we can't, like, pinpoint it. I assume we don't want to drive away to anywhere just yet. Okay. Right now, we don't need those lead canisters. Okay, well, let's try and interrogate her then. Let's not hang around here. Yeah, she doesn't want to hang around here, but... do you know anything about the drag marks? No, I wasn't dragged. Okay. We already asked you about the thing. What about Fred? I'm telling you, he has nothing to do with this. You don't sound so sure yourself. Don't you want to get us to the bottom of this? I suppose. Okay. When was the last time you saw Fred? There were 1 or 2 times after things ended, but that was months ago. 2 months at least. Last time you said like 3 months. Were you on good terms? He hasn't threatened me, okay? There's a big gap between he hasn't threatened me and being on good terms. Can you provide a description? Normal, I guess. Dark hair. What am I supposed to say? Like, anything? Size, height, skin color, eye color, just, you know, normal guy with dark hair is not exactly a description. Any detail can help. Height, age, build type, facial hair. Yeah, exactly. He was taller than me. And not skinny. 30 something. You don't know how old your boyfriend was? He had no beard. Does he have a last name? I forgot. Okay. Fine. Never mind. What about the loud bang? Like a slap to the face. When it scared me, that's when I knew I was still alive and on the ground. I scrambled to my feet and went for the hedge. Was it close? Far away? Close, yes. No, wait, but it was so loud. Maybe it was. It wasn't too far. Got my heart in my throat. Do you have any recollection of what it sounded like? Wooden? Metallic? Thunder, I think. Maybe it was metal. No. Could be something blew up? Could be. I don't know. You tell me. You were here. Shoe prints in the flowers. Yes, I was in the flower beds. I must have been. He pushed me and I tripped over right into the flowers. I just couldn't get up. I thought I was done for. I only realized I was down where I got startled. Yes, she already said that. This really loud bang got my feet and just ran for the gate. You couldn't think of telling us that earlier? Yeah, so much happened so fast. I think we already asked about this. Where was the attacker during all this? Yeah, he disappeared. Did you see the dried blood? Couldn't be mine. But it is odd. When I waited here that night, the ground was covered in blood? Bright red blood? But it can't be right. Can it? It was dark, but I could see it everywhere. Oh gods, I can't stand this. Okay, well that's new and concerning information. You seen the chalky residue? How is that helping? I don't know. Maybe you saw it. Maybe something happened. Okay. I don't think we've got more for you right now. So that's not really interrogating her. Unless we just keep pressing her about Fred for some reason. I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with this. Yeah, you don't sound so sure. But then we just have description when you saw him last, so that doesn't really lead to anything right now. Not much of an interrogation. Does our wife know anything? Got anything on the murder yet? Murderer? Was there a murder? I thought it was just an attack. Yeah, there was no murder. And watch the alarmist language around Shelley. I don't know if I can say yet there's any real threat here at all, to be honest. Well, but if there was some danger, Vigo would quickly sense something wrong and let us know. You do know dogs can't do that. What I wouldn't do for a dog that can tell the future. I'll keep concentrating. Maybe I'll catch a brainwave. Okay, she's like, you know, she thinks she's got powers. The lady tells me she nearly got screwed. Skewered, even. It could be a lot of things. I don't have any confirmation she was targeted, but it's better keep her safe than be sorry. I'll need to see if anyone else was here last night. Okay. You have any gauze? You think it's something beyond human? Haven't found anything that points at that yet. What about the RCR? Did you check it? An atmospheric current reader is a type of device. Okay, so that's the arc reader. Yes, field studies. I set up the antenna. I'll check when I can. Yes, I already did, and it said there was just slightly above baseline. Gossip? You know, Chris, I'm suddenly feeling the Black Lighthouse and Kane Reaper in the same thought bubble. What an odd set. The Black Lighthouse, a drama novel from the previous century written by E. Roberts. It is regarded as classic by literary circles and the Department of Education alike. The story follows the generational struggles of a family inhabiting the only village in the vicinity of the titular lighthouse during the early first century 500s. Kane Ripper, a widely known fictional character serving as the antagonist of the contemporary horror movie series Night of the Ripper. Okay. Is there some kind of common element that bridges the two? Well, the Black Lighthouse gets compared to Last Rites, which I watched eating the same kind of chips I ate when watching Saturday of the Sunset, where Dan Sefton stars and he's also Kane Ripper. They feel connected, but they're not really, kinda. Okay, she was eating chips, and that's the connection. Isn't it funny how our brain does that sometimes? Riveting stuff. Yes, you've got some brain things going on. Hey dog, can you smell some things for me? Smell the flower. No reaction, okay. What about this chalk? Okay, no reaction. So he only reacted to the note which pointed to the museum. David, you got anything to say? Satisfied your curiosity yet? I'm sort of missing the point of all this. David, let's be honest for a moment. We can't rule out conspiracy yet, nor that some creature got loose. You really want to miss out? Somehow I don't believe it. Okay, I'm getting the feeling then that we're basically a bunch of conspiracy nut jobs, right? We were like, oh lady, you have to come with us so we can save you from the people that are gonna kill you, but it does seem like we're like running around being like, yes, aliens and monsters and psychic energies and whatever. So we might just be traumatizing some poor woman that was attacked. Yeah, you wanna miss out? Somehow I don't believe it. Maybe. If someone was stringing us along, wouldn't your superb intuition have figured it out by now? Why did you say intuition like that? I don't hear any arguments. Speechless. Fair enough. But I don't want to see you spend the next week digging around this garden. I suppose it's time we headed in and took a look around. How deep can this hole go, really? Well, who knows? I assume discussing things with him is like he may be able to give us some hints, but obviously he won't know about the case himself. Okay, so we can go inside now? Because previously it was like, oh, I should do things. Ah, yes. Okay, we can go in through this door. So that's cool. Do we need to buy tickets? Hello. Ah, hello. Looking to visit the museum or... Sure. We'll need some tickets, yes. We're not here officially. We're just here snooping. Alright, tickets are $1.50 each. You're good for the whole day. Are you sure? It says $1 on the price list on those tickets. They're both. Well, actually, that's the prices for elderly and children. I don't think so. You have the lower price listed as 75 cents. Okay, she's trying to scam us. All centrally regulated museums are mandated to have their prices limited to 2 categories, which I assume you are since you appear in the municipal listings. I don't expect there's a 3rd category that's being omitted, and don't try to twist it into being the price for dogs because I saw no dogs allowed outside. Oh, you know your stuff. Let's call it a bit of light banter and leave it there. Okay, she tried to basically scam us on the money. And a good thing we know the rules and whatever, so we didn't have to overpay for tickets. Can't get in there with her. Yeah, he brought receipts for sure. He was like, no. The law says. Something there catching your eye? I'm thinking about this handbook. Huh. I didn't take you for a history nut. Are you being paid to give lip to visitors? I'm just saying, if you think it's cool, that's cool. It's for libs. Really? Yep. But you can have it for free. Yes, I see what you're doing, lady. Okay, so now we can go in. Needs a ticket. Yes, I got a ticket. I bought one. We're in. We made it. Your findings have opened a new case scene select section. Yes, okay. Does Shelley's attacker have a reason to remain near or keep away from the museum premises? Was going to the Goddard Museum Shelley's own intention or idea? Did Shelley alleged attacker have a human form and mind? Is this incident part of a larger series of events? Okay, like, this thing is telling us things, but I'm like... Are we actually able to fill in things in? So found in area of the sea at the scene and tied to the time frame of alleged attack. Okay, well, we found various things, but we only have to fill in 3, so I assume they have to be matching those sentences here. Was anyone or anything waiting for Shelley at the museum? Well, that could be related by the note, right? Because we have the secretive invitation, so we can say yes to that. Did anyone or anything pursue Shelley as she fled? And does anything indicate another human might have been present involved? Well, there are the shoe prints and flowers, right? There were like, it said it was boots. That I don't assume she was wearing boots, right? She said she was in the flowers, but was she wearing boots? I assume not. What shoes is she wearing? I assume I can go in and out as I please. Let's go check her out quickly, because I assume she just stands outside. Because yeah, I should probably, you know, fill some things in, rather just keep going and do nothing with my investigation. Are those boots? I don't think so. Those don't look like boots to me. Okay. So, did anyone or anything pursue Shelley as she fled? Well, she said she got knocked into the flowers. But then... what? He wasn't chasing her. He just pushed her in. Right? He pushed her in and that was her, like, getting up and running off that way? Or running off this way, I guess. She got pushed in here? Yes, it's been deformed and she fell in there. And then she got startled and ran this, and this is where she's leaping over the hedge. So that's the traces she's left. But then, yeah, someone was running around here on this side. Just walking through those flowers. Presumably not her. Why would she run into the other flowers after going over there? But yeah, someone was just standing behind the bush, right? That doesn't seem like that was hair. Yes. Solid imprints in the dirt. And that was the person with the boots. So someone was watching whatever happened, right? This is not hair. This is some person watching. So we can say the shoe prints indicate that yes, someone was watching. Okay. That locked in. Why? Because I did 2 things? So that's interesting, but then this didn't lock in. Because, well, I'm wrong. I'm not quite sure how the confirmation worked. Did anyone or anything pursue Shelley as she fled? Well, I'm not sure we know, right? We know that she went through here, and then someone went through there. But that's not, and she said the attacker wasn't there. I mean, unknown is an option. Oh no, that just leaves it empty. No, because we know that only she trampled the flowers? Yes, okay. So that's a correct assumption. So are we saying here at the top, are we saying those are those 3 things that we're filling as the supporting evidence? So found in the area of the scene and tied to the time frame of alleged attack. So yes, we found the secretive invitation. We found the trampled flowers and the shoe prints in flowers. Because like the dried blood is is old and stuff like that, and the drag marks are to do with the gardener and stuff like that. But then this implies I'm wrong. Was anyone or anything waiting for Shelley at the museum? Log bank could be the trash can being knocked over by someone running away after pushing her over. Yeah, it could be, right? Because if they... Okay, they pushed her here, so yes, they could have run this way. Or I guess they run here. They run here and over those flowers, and then yes, the running came through this and into this trash can. Right, and then it's been moved, so that could have been it. But it's not what they're asking here. Yeah, staying near the museum. Why is she calm? Yes, what sort of form? So, was anyone or anything waiting for Shelley at the museum? Like, I'm taking it as yes because of the note of the invitation. But the thing says... I mean, the thing is we asked her about it, and she said no. Right? She said no. That it wasn't for her. So this may be like... Like, it would be weird if it is a note for someone else, but it could be, right? It could be completely unrelated to her, and it's for someone else. But then, what proof do we have that it's not related to her, right? Like, do we have to ask someone else about this note, and then find out that it was a note for them, and that's what's going to basically mark this information off? Okay, well, I guess we go inside and we investigate more. Because without having proof that the note is unrelated to her, I can't say one way or another. Yeah, I need to put the ticket in every time. I should also check this book I just bought. What is it about? A commercial reader handbook on historical civilizations and cultures. Someone was waiting behind the bush, maybe her, maybe for someone else. Yes, someone was there, right? And they were near where that note was. So they were like hiding behind the bush and watching, but then they're not the person that did the pushing, right? They're like a witness, but we can't tell right now. Who could it be, right? Someone else whose name begins with S? Haircon heritage. It's true that we come from the Wesrish, but it's impossible to speak of the cultural history of Isuli Lane without talking about the Haircon peoples. Although much of the brutish history saw them raiding and facing off against the Wesrish and the Hamelings in the centuries before the kingdom of Isul Lane was formed, remains of Haircon settlements have been found all across the western and southern seaboard, come as far north as Yulport. Groups with distinct ways of life in places like the remote corners of Esteranich very well might trace their cultural roots to the Haircons. Willastarians. The Willastarian cultural memory has largely been erased with the decimation of the peoples themselves, but through records and accounts from the historical cultures that had contact with this group, a partial picture of their way of life has been reconstructed. It is highly possible that the wooden marks associated with this culture serve a similar ritual role as they did in many other cultures. The significance in ritual customs had a relation to the sunrise and sunset as the time for spiritual honoring. The Willastarians had their day-to-day governed by a multitude of these backwards beliefs. Of course, the local shamans played a key role in this, as they were the ones performing many of the daily rituals. Could be the same person, could have run up to her, push her as they're running, and then take turn through the flowers to trash can. They could have, although there were no signs, like where they were standing in the flowers. I don't think there were any marks in the bushes, right? So for everywhere else, it seemed like if someone went through the hedge, they made the hedge have a mark in it, but there was no hedge mark around where they were standing, which means they would have had to run backwards through the flowers, around the hedge, come out around the corner, instead of just run at her through the hedge. As everyone knows about the exquisite whalebone combs that the Telasites are famous for, but this isn't the only kind of uncommon material that they held in high regard. Ancient Telasites was a time of great innovation in metallurgy, which produced many unusual alloys and techniques of craftsmanship. I'm like, okay, this is a history book, but I'm not sure why am I reading this right now, so maybe we'll leave it for a bit later in case we come up on something that makes that relevant, because now this is starting to feel like a Nancy Drew game where, you know, you gotta read a book because there will be a test later. Okay, here's the museum. There is many, yes, metal things, artifacts, vases and stuff, but there's also a security guard, so he might tell us something. Move along, fella. There's plenty of other things on the premises to stare at. I'm trying to find out if anyone here knows something about last night. That's terrific. Go find someone who cares. Okay, so you're not gonna talk to me about the investigation. You're not police, are you? Then I don't care. Events of the night? Not your business. Okay, well... But, you know, were you here? Did you see anything? Can you tell me who was on shift during last night? No, me, clearly. Okay, well, he's unhelpful. Okay, maybe we will find something else about him that we can convince him. Okay, we got... What is this? Some sort of security device? Jewelry. I've seen similar jewelry with a connection to the occult before. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting that this randomly gave us a note. Like, do we have to look at everything in here in order to, just in case? Like, some of them have those little button-looking things, but I guess that's the description. Dress trinkets. Yeah, enameled copper and silver gemstones. Okay. Well, there might be some meaning to the museum artifacts that we will have to decipher. Yes, wonderful people. They are not being helpful, right? They're like, why would you ask me this? Yeah, so we're just on a museum trip here, you know. Let's have a little museum stream. Inscribed tablet, Londasian, red marble. Okay. I think I saw someone in the other room, so maybe they will speak to us. She looks happy. Hello and welcome to the Goddard Public Museum, sir. Are you interested in a visitor's subscription, or you're looking to organize a museum tour group for a future date? No, thanks. We're here on business. Ah, gotcha. Well, just let me know. Yes, can you help me with my investigation? Well, as long as that investigation is an investigation of the wealth of historical knowledge we hold here. Not quite. Anything about last night? I can't really discuss that, sir. I'm sure you understand. At what time do you leave work, usually? This time of the year, the museum holds entry at 6 in the evening, and the halls are closed to visitor at 7. Is that when you left yesterday? Oh, I wasn't here yesterday. Okay, do you know who was here yesterday? I can't really discuss that, sir. I'm sure you understand. Okay, so she's not gonna tell me. Last night is in the past, therefore it's a historical event. Yes, clearly they would have to, you know, bow down to your logic. So yes, so we do know there is a museum employee called Straum. So, you know, a note for S could have been note for him. Mr. Straum's office is up the main stairway and to the left. You can't miss it. Yes, so maybe he was supposed to meet someone rather than it being for Shelley. You know, little misdirection for us. There are 2 blocks here. I'm like, suspicious blocks. Are they puzzle or are they just part of the art? Anyone else in those side rooms here who I can interrogate about this? Okay, there's another... Okay, this is just to the side door where we previously could have entered. Yeah, so we have access to the gardens from here. Dear visitors, tickets can be purchased at the museum main entrance. Okay, so we couldn't come here before because we didn't go and buy a ticket. Okay, there is some dude. A coffin? Carved stone sarcophagus. Yes, it is. Hello. Man, my knees are killing me. I knew I should have taken the bus. You wouldn't have any omicillin on you, would you? You must really love these exhibits here. What? No, it's really good place to get away from time to time. Okay, so we can't really discuss anything with him. Okay, spooky face, burial mask, limestone, limestone. Okay, ornaments. Yep, cool. That mask just kind of feeling out of place, like not put in any protective case or anything, just hanging on the walls where we can touch it. Doesn't sound like a safe way to keep things in the museum. Yep, just some locked doors. Security? It's locked. Oh, well. This is open. What's this? Some sort of storage cabinet, okay. We've broken in. We've made it to the back rooms. Packets of cleaning materials and substances. Okay. Oh, something here. Are those runes? Is someone like placing curses on this place? Yeah, cleaning materials. Okay. Well, we went into storage cupboard and we found weird runes, so something's going on. Okay, upstairs then? Or there was another room in the back here. The walking is a bit slow. Can I run faster? Hello? Are you the janitor? Because you got a mop and bucket. Our camera is in a wall. Have something on your mind? Do you work here? Sure, there's always work to be done, I suppose. I'm looking into last night, the incident, you know. Right, don't know what to tell you. Well met nonetheless. Around here, they call me Mr. Shanks. Okay, another person whose name starts with S. Perhaps you'll get us some answers on some questions we've had around here, huh? Did hear quite a bit about it. Wasn't here though. Okay, so he wasn't here. Can't say it would be here in the night. But Cavershaw was still here when I left. And there's that Dr. Hess. I didn't even know he stayed that late. He must have been involved somehow. There's something with that one. Looks a bit like knockoff Jack Nicholson. Okay. You sound a little too sure, considering you weren't here. Hey, people talk, you know, that's all. Okay, can you tell me? Oh, wow. About lots of things. You know anything about the dried blood? You're trying to make it sound like someone died here last night. Well, I'm not. I'm just asking. Have you seen it? You know anything about drag marks outside? I mean, I guess that was from the barrels, so it doesn't really matter. Have you been hiding in the flowers? That fellow, Dr. Hess, was out and about the grounds that night. The way he tells it. Okay, Dr. Hess was outside. So why is the gardener so suspicious? Marl? That's Julius Marl. He's usually around the grounds outside. Don't count on coming across him in here. Okay. I mean, it looks like we can basically ask anyone about anything. So we have to figure out what we want to ask, or otherwise we're going to be going through every single piece of information, even if it doesn't do anything. Dr. Joseph Hess, conservator. The nameplate appears newer than the others. It's locked. Okay, can we knock? Can we talk to him? Records? It's locked. Administration? Locked. Everything's locked. Hi, David. Do you know lockpicking, maybe? Maybe if I had the screwdriver from the shed, I could break into places. Because, you know, that's what you do at a museum. Ooh, there's a piece of paper. The artifacts here are nothing of importance, but the red marble tablet in the north hall should be of interest for what you asked. I have reason to believe it's an object of unusual properties that might hold some hidden power. Okay, and someone just randomly left it here. Yes, it looks similar to the note we found with the other thing. I'm not sure. Yeah, there isn't like compare and combine or anything like that. Okay, another dark room. Cool, we love dark rooms. There's a key. A key is labeled security. Well, well, well. Time to break in. What's this? Boxes of various junk and broken utilities. No, but what's this pile of dirt? Like, what's going on here? No, we're not gonna discuss this. Okay. Any more runes or whatever on the walls? What's this? Okay, just random boxes. Cool. Well, so the note we found, it was like the red tablet is something, which is the thing we've seen here, right? This is the red marble. Your findings have opened a new casing section. Okay, we're like opening lots of cases, but not really solving as much. Passive function, manual function, emissive only enhancer artifacts. A significant few artifacts found at the museum are connected to the activities of. Okay, so this is something to do with the whole supernatural thing from our books. But we have to bring stuff to like investigate it, measure it, stuff like that. Okay, this is going places. And yes, we still have this main thing to figure out. It's like this was interrupted when something. Now I'm thinking like, was the person that pushed her and the person that ran into the bin not the same person? Right? Was it something like someone saw her being attacked, ran into the bin, which scared off the attacker, and that's why she was able to escape? But yes, we still don't even know who the witness was. Was there just one witness? Was there multiple witnesses? The security guard doesn't want to talk to us, but now we've got a key, so we're just gonna break into the security office. Totally nothing bad is gonna happen to us. Yep, it's unlocked. And it's dark in here. Okay, there we go. Someone's hat. It's heavily worn. Inside the pockets are 10 libers, cigarette, rolling paper, and a tin of mints. Okay. Are we gonna steal their money? Pair of flimsy leather shoes, medium size. Mr. Preston, let this note serve to inform you that your dedication to your work has been acknowledged and commended. Not only did you take it upon yourself to pick up more shifts this last month than any of your colleagues, but you have done so this month as well. This should serve as a reminder that while you something. Okay, so Mr. Preston works a lot. So that's interesting. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. There's barely audible buzzing sound coming from inside. Bees? Is this locker full of bees? Who wants to open a locker full of bees? Yep, I see we're all thinking about bees. Another key. Basement! Yes, I love basement. My tobacco went missing. If any of you find it or know anything, I want you to say so before things get heated. Okay, there is a magazine here. But I'm not sure I should click on it. The March 2nd era 180 issues of Kitties and Titties. There wasn't a zoom in of that. Blank sheets of paper. Okay, we've got some empty paper in case we need to do something. The names of these things. I can't do storage duty since my back gave out. Stop asking me to do it. Someone else will have to do it, or I might end up in the hospital. This is my health we're talking about. One of you will have to step up next month. I can't do it again. Suck it up, Nidal? Not the bees. Yes, the bees. If we find a key, we're totally opening the bees locker. Okay. This is people's schedule. We're gonna have to figure out what it means, right? Like, so it's gonna be 4 people, and they're either gonna be maybe day shift, night shift, something else. Yes, it looks like we've stumbled upon a puzzle. But right now, we don't have enough information. Well, we know that there's Mr. Preston and Nigel, that they seem to be like the staff that occur in the back here. Yeah, the one that did most should be easy. Let me just... Because it's like the whole thing just gets collected in this giant list. So, you know, if we find other names, it's just gonna get all lost. So we have... Preston is the workaholic security guard or whatever. Lots of shifts. And Nidal, his back hurts, so no storage. Did the lockers have name on them? I don't think so, but I can see because sometimes you can interact with the... Like, you can interact with a door and then with the plaque, so I'm gonna check again. Okay. Nigel his back hurts, he can't do storage. Okay, and this is October, and then this is November. More paper, various junk. One of the boxes is full of packets of salted peanuts. Okay. Someone just snacking on peanuts. Yeah, stacks of paperwork. Junk. Okay. Stacks of newspapers. All of the crosswords are solved. Okay, someone's good at crosswords. Okay, we don't need to call anyone. Nothing behind the door. Yes, okay. What is the key we found? Basement, okay. Not basement right now. Let's see. The nameplate has faded out. Swan. Okay. Swan. Preston, yeah, we know about you. And Rupert is the guy with the bees. So yes, okay. We can read those. Yeah, this is the note about taking lots of shifts. Okay, but are the different markings then different shift types? Okay, so we have day shift, night shift, 24-hour shift, vacation, sick leave, storage duty. Okay, so that tells us something. But that doesn't have any date of like we could tell someone stop doing storage duty or anything like that. Okay, it feels It feels like we need maybe more here. Like we have the 4 names. But like there are so many shift types that it feels like we need to get more information about. Like, you know, some stuff scheduled from somewhere else maybe, or who was here last night. Because what does it go? It goes to November 13th. What date is it today? We had it from the article, right? But I assume that's fairly recent, this. Okay. Well, let's look around some more. Yes, this is someone's tobacco going missing, so unrelated. I assume storage duty might be in the basement. So if we can find the door to the basement, we can see if there was anything there. Where could the basement be? It's like, I don't think there was a door outside to the basement. I guess there were lots of doors on that other side where like the offices were and stuff like that. Just strolling by. Various artifacts. Anything suspicious? The gardener still standing out there. Anything behind the door? Nah. Ooh. Big head. Carved stone lantern. Friedman granite. Okay. Hello, sir. Enjoying the old stuff? It's a great place to learn about history. Okay. I think I'll do another run of the place. Okay, he's just a visitor. David just kind of teleports around. Museum, huh? I sure hope you're not planning on loading up another one of your big finds in the oceanic. The trunk still got that smell from last time. Besides, you already got it cluttered up with all those necessities of yours. Are you growing a fungus farm in there? I miss dumpster. All of it if I see a box twitching. I might dumpster all of it. Don't start with this nonsense with the trunk again. We're traveling lighter than usual, and you can never tell what ends up being useful. Oh, come on, it's just a joke. Okay. Okay, he just... Oh, and another weird mask. Holy Rite mask, Darkian wood. I've encountered similar masks with strange properties before. Okay, yes, I'm just weirded out by them just kind of being randomly on the walls without any protection if it's supposed to be... you know, museum artifacts. Okay, is there anything here that looks like it would go to the basement? Because it just says it's locked. How would we know if it's the basement? I mean, it could be labeled, I guess, but I don't think anything said that. What's this? Records. Are records in the basement? No. Is this the basement? No, okay. I assume neither is this. Okay. Yeah, this is administration. Cool. Well, I guess we gotta, at some point, find the basement. There is upstairs. We won't find the basement upstairs, but we may find some other interesting things. Maybe a map, you know. A map would be nice. It would help us orient ourselves better. Okay, hi. Formal man. Excuse me, my boy. Can we have a word? Ah, pleased to know you. My name is Mr. Straum. I'm the director here, in case there was any confusion. I understand you arrived here a little while ago, and you have with you a certain woman. Her name was... Clarkson. How is this relevant to you? You see, we find it deeply regretful what happened here last night. Deeply regretful it happened here, that's it. We don't understand ourselves what happened in truth. I simply think there is no need for excessive publicity. I would prefer if the police would not be involved in the matter. I'm sure we can smooth things over with Miss Clarkson. I can't make guarantees, but we're only here to make sure of some things. We can do that without involving the police as long as you allow us to look into it. Of course, of course. I won't stop you. Look around. It's a museum, after all. And not to be unduly harsh, but she could be unwell in the head, for all we know. Okay, that's explained. The unseen. Instances of encounters with the strange and unknown are often interpreted as written off as hysteria or delusion. In more ways than one, the overwhelming majority of the population are unaware and often unwilling to know what goes on around them. This means most people, but not all. Okay, we're like, oh yeah, people who don't understand the unseen just call other people crazy, but it's really aliens. Imagination got the better of her. You know how it is. I'm not ruling it out, but the situation still demands answers. I want the very same. There must be some perfectly harmless explanation. I will leave you to it. I'm sure this is all just big misunderstanding. If there's anything further, you will find me in my office over there. Okay, so he's in his office. Maybe we can question him, see if he knows anything about that note that we found in the gardens. What else is here? Another woman just visiting. You know anything? Cause baby, you're a white rose baby. Is this a song? Must be lyrics of some song. Anything you want, guy? I'm looking in... You know what? Don't answer that, okay? Can you not distract me? I'm trying to get my notes done and get out of here. Hold your horses, lady. I'm going... I said beat it, bozo. Okay. Rude. Such a rude woman, okay? Well, I guess we don't talk to her then. We just go around, see what else is here. Okay, it's a bunch of locked doors. What's this? Cataloging room. It's locked. Can't go cataloging. What else? Maintenance. Locked. We're gonna have to find so many keys in order to snoop in here. Because everything is locked. Nice view outside onto the parking lot. Okay. Well, I'm kind of feeling like, are the doors without labels always gonna be locked? Ketchley Barm Hall? Dear visitors, please be informed that the hall is closed for the season. Okay, it's locked. There might be a key, or there may not be. Who knows? We'll see. Study room B. Oh, that's open. Cool. What's here? Paper. Paper, books, some dude. Research notes on the hurricanes. Museum employee, okay, he may know something. Sorry, I was thinking and, who are you? Sorry to intrude. I'm looking into last night and... Yes, of course. She looked in a terrible state. What happened to her? Is she alright? You know Shelley Clarkson? Did you see her last night? Shelley, the name. No, I don't really know her personally. I opened the gate for her. I don't know. She's here? I was wondering if she made it home, you know? Of course, I'm willing to help you and Miss Clarkson with anything I know. So what happened? The night, yes. I was here, but why should I tell you? I'll have to assume you could be hiding something about what happened to Shelley. Alright, I'll tell you. Just don't make her think... Anyway. I saw what happened. Or at the very least, I saw something happen, okay? Were you the person in the bushes? Can you tell me what you saw? I was right... It was right as I was copying notes. I recall that clearly. There was a scream. It must have been this woman. I didn't even think I was immediately at the window. Had to open the window to see, but it was awfully dark. You have to understand. Down there, on the path, I only saw someone was moving. Really frantic. I called out to see if everything was okay. The shadow jerked around a bit and ran straight into the flowers. Like it was getting away from something. Could have been a person, I can't say. Which way was this figure running? To my right, so towards the back of the building. So it runs into the hedge, then comes this really loud bang. It looked like he fell over. And at that point, I noticed to my left there is another figure, a bit slower, running the other way. I looked back for the first shadow, but it was already gone. After that, I ran downstairs and found this woman, Miss Clarkson, thrashing at the front gate. She seemed out of it, completely feverish. When I opened the gate, she ran out immediately, and there were people gathered on the sidewalk. They dispersed quickly, but it was quite the embarrassment. When did it happen? It must have been pretty late. I was still here with the research, but it was already dark. I only checked afterwards, but by that time it was close to 9. Okay, so it was close to 9 when it happened. In case we need to know this for something, right? Because before people were talking about like leaving at 7 and whatever. Why were you here? It's my research on the Hurricane culture. Sometimes I stay late to get some work done. Yes, we had that in the book. One of the ancient cultural groups of the island of Great and Isulilane. I don't think there's a rule against that. Okay. Can we, like, ask you what your name is? Or anything like that? You know? So we understand who you are? There's one more thing about last night. After she was gone, I went over to check the grounds, the place I saw them on the path. I found this stone thing. A sigil? It was right where I saw them struggling, near where the paths cross. It's broken. It looks like... Does anyone know about this? No, I don't know. I haven't asked. I really don't know what's happening in this place. Yeah, you have to give it to me. No offense, but I don't really know you. Why are you here, really? Were you here last night? I want to help Shelley Clarkson, don't you? It's like, oh, that sounds like an accusation. No, I just want to help. You got that right. Seems right thing to do. This broken artifact probably came from the museum. I should have notified the management about the sigil. Maybe they know something. I know where it came from. I've seen it before. Have we? We haven't even seen the sigil. Why haven't you handed it in already? I'm thinking maybe one of them has something to do with it. It's like there's something wrong. I don't want it to be true, but that thought keeps running through my mind over and over. Okay, so he has suspicions of the museum in general? Or like the staff who work there? Maybe you should best let me have it. Alright, here, just take it. I hope I don't regret it. Okay, he gave it to us. I mean, I guess he was a witness of the attack. I saw most of it. That's it. I saw something happen. I'm still not sure what exactly. When I shouted out, they just started running. I don't think anyone else was around the grounds. No, someone was in the bushes, and if that's not you, someone else was there. Unless we're saying the attacker was in the bushes, yeah, came around and then ran around, but that's, yeah, interesting. Do you know who else was at the museum at the time? There must have been a night guard on shift, but I never thought of letting him know. I didn't see anyone around besides Cavershaw, but then again, I hadn't left the study room in hours. I left not long after we spoke. Yes, there is this whole Cavershaw. They've been mentioning him before. So he was there somewhere. Where was Cavershaw while all of this was happening? His office, most likely. I'll run into him after I let Shelley out. I was coming in and he was coming down the stairway. He said he came down because of the scream, though it was already a while since it happened. Okay. How do I ask you what your name is? Yes, because there's Museum employees. Can ask him about the various people. Okay, I can ask him about himself, so maybe he will say what his name is. Oh, of course, I forget myself. Joseph M. Hess. Okay, so he's the professor. Yeah, I'll look out the window because yes, then we can maybe see it from the perspective of like where he's saying left and right and stuff like that. Okay, so he's Hess, the professor that we're talking about. What else could he know? Because, I mean, we could ask him about the various other people. Oh, yeah, did he hear the bang? It must have been a barrel or trash can. There was the figure, not very clear, but it did drop. That's when the bang rang out. So, yes, so that's them running into the bin. What did it sound like? Must have been metal, only thing that makes sense. Okay. Anything else? Know anything about the dried blood? Are you sure? That doesn't sound right. Okay. Chalk marks. I've noticed it when I take a walk around outside on occasion, but I don't know what it could be. Okay. We can ask him about the guard. Like, we can ask him about just about anything. Can we ask you about the runes? I can't make sense of that. I've never seen those sort of symbols before. Not in a book anyway. Okay. Maybe I've seen... It's really bugging me. I have to think. Okay. So what about this thing? What is this? Okay, Okay, your findings have opened a new case scene select section. Okay. But what is this? The fragments are warm to the touch. There is an imprint of what looks like blood in the middle of a smaller disc, okay? Suspicious. And then some runes on it as well. Okay, so what have we opened? Okay, our ghost list is, or like artifact and ghost list is getting unlocked as well, so things are happening here. Okay, we're still in the assault in the night. I'm assuming that's like the main case here. Like, are there other cases? So, okay, so there is... Potentially he's the witness. But let's look out here, right? I mean, yes. He can... Like, he's slap bang in the middle of it, right? So when he's saying... He saw a person ran left towards the back of the building, that aligns with the attacker running through the left field of... not left, right? It aligns with the attacker running through those flowers, then hitting that trash can and going to the back of the building. And then this side aligns with her running that way, right? Because he gets a look through the middle here. So at least it would make sense in terms of like, he was able to witness it. He didn't, you know, he wasn't downstairs. He didn't have to be downstairs to see it. Like standing in the bushes. So in that case... yes. Shelley was involved. And then Joseph Hess was a witness. And then he said that Cavershaw was present at museum because he saw him, but he was like somewhere else. But yes, who attacked her, right? Because if they're directly involved, that means we have to name someone who attacked her. Yes. Someone came out with Shelley Clarkson with the intention of something. This was interrupted when... something. Because two things happened. So Hess obviously heard her scream, looked out the window and he said he started yelling, like he started asking if she's okay. Yes, like shouted out, which allowed Shelley Clarkson to flee. Yeah, so this was interrupted when Joseph Hess heard a scream and shouted out, which allowed Shelley Clarkson to flee. Potentially. But without knowing who specifically attacked her, we can't fill this in. So like, we basically have to figure out who was doing this. Anything more here? Yeah, okay, we still with the whole... Okay, so the secret invitation is nothing to do with this. And she said she wasn't coming here with anyone for anything. But we can't put that in, so there must be more. Okay, well, let's see later. And this goes even deeper into it, right? Like, it feels like we will need to be able to have more things to speak to her about. For her to say, like, oh, this is the reason I came here, really, right? Because she's being pretty evasive about it right now. Stroud Museum Director. Okay, he said he'll be in his office, so we probably want to talk to him in a minute. I'm just gonna check all of those doors. Going in there without good reason would be pointlessly reckless. Okay, women. Okay, men. Okay, we can go into the men's bathroom. But apparently if we have a good enough reason, we can check out the women's bathroom as well. Okay, this is the look to the back. There's a bucket. Check the toilets. This toilet hasn't been cleaned in a while. This toilet hasn't been cleaned in a while. There's nothing to say about this toilet. This toilet hasn't been cleaned in a while. Okay, so we've got a case of the dirty toilets. And also... No, there are sinks here. I was like, yes, are there no sinks? That's filthy. But like, no soap, no anything, just sinks. Okay, this opens. Okay, this takes us downstairs. And this opens, takes us to a corridor. The downstairs might be to the office. Oh, hello. Another puzzle. The asset classified as TI-221, CA-011, and TI-096 should not be handled or studied without prior clearance. Why not? Okay, so here... Oh, we have to use the classifications of the various assets. Okay, so the museum knows that they're potentially like the magical supernatural powers. Curator's library. Okay, Dominic Kershaw, museum curator, that's his name. He's the curator. Okay, so he's in this office, so he wouldn't have like... Possibly wouldn't have even heard the screaming, right? This is like super deep into the office. Is there something on the inside doors to the toilets? I mean, we can see. We can check it out. I assume you mean the cubicles, but let's see. So if I go in here... okay, so I can't... Yeah, I can't go deep enough to close the door to look at it. Because it just pushes me out. So... Presumably, there isn't anything there, because I just can't see. So that's not... David just teleporting around the place. Every time I'm like, who's that? It's just David. Gregory Whistler, Senior Conservator. Okay. It feels like I'm gonna need good notes about who is who. Okay, this is locked. Study room A, that's locked, but this was open. Or you thought that was one of the cats. Nope, just squeaky bathrooms. Okay, history journals, textbooks. A bronze chalice. Okay. You feel the hours passing. Let the time of day advance or investigate a while longer first if you suspect there is more to be discovered. I mean, I think there is more to be discovered. Like, I've not even figured out what's going on, like the first thing you've asked me, and you're like, oh, you can just progress the whole thing? I mean, I don't know if that's to do with I have found, like, the important things in this section, or is it just I've clicked on enough things for the game to be like, oh yeah, you can keep going. The team is able to move forward when enough information has been discovered. Okay, so the game thinks I found enough things, but specifically when I clicked on the chalice, right? What's the chalice all about? Inevitably, the team of the aim will need to advance for the investigation to move forward. While there is still obvious work to be done, it's best advised to get it sorted out before the time of day advances. Once there are no clear leads that can be immediately followed up on, the right move would be to simply let the time pass. Yes, so I don't want to progress it now. I want to, like, make sure I've sorted everything I can out, investigated everything. Bronze chalice, its style and form seem familiar. Okay, somehow that's important. Some paper. There was another situation with visitor, with all due respect, but I don't think the engraved shield should be kept on display. Okay. Engraved shield. Not to imply there is anything impossible about it, but it does seem to peeve the people with some regularity. To be completely honest, I've started to avoid looking at the shield as well. Maybe it's the stress from the visitors' complaints, but it's just been straining my head to think about it, more said. Okay, so it's like having an effect on people, making them annoyed. Making people annoyed. And that was wrote by Morset. That's another new person. Okay, more doors. That's locked. Okay, we're knocking like a civilized person. Stern man. Yes. State your business. I have some questions about last night. Believe me, I have questions too. Mind your intrusions. Some show up here asking questions after what happened yesterday. Someone shows up here, yes. People might be begging to presume you had something to do with it, okay? He's like, was it you? I cannot assist you with that, okay? It's true, I was here. I was working in my office for some time. Our surmise, it must have been past 8. I was all alerted by a sound. It might have been a scream, but I can't be sure. Regardless, I decided to alert the night guard. In the main hall, I came upon Dr. Hess as I was coming down the stairs. He approached from the main entrance, you see. What he was doing at the museum at that hour, I cannot say. I was unaware he was still on the premises past his work hours. We spoke briefly on what had happened, and he proceeded upstairs. Then I found and sent the guard to inspect the building and grounds. Dr. Hess left soon after. We discovered nothing more about the incident. Until what time do you work? Until as late as my work demands. There's a mountain of paperwork I've been held up on for a week now. Okay. So he is here late at night, that's confirmed. But people were surprised about Hess being here late at night. So that's interesting. Like, why was he staying there? Can we ask you your name? I mean, we know that it's probably Dominic Kershaw, right? But let's just check. Yes, Dr. Kershaw. In case you missed the nameplate outside. I didn't, but I need to confirm that this is you. Okay, like so many things. Do you know about this shield? The Hemling shield exhibit has been taken down because it was found distasteful by some of our visitors. Okay, so this is the artifact Hes gave us is that shield. And that is what was found on the ground after the attack. So the shield made someone so angry that they attacked a person? What else? Yes. I assume you're not a witness. I was present in the building. I did not witness this so-called attack myself. Dr. Hare seems really insistent he managed to see it, however, quite the coincidence. I don't have any knowledge of anyone else claiming to have seen what happened. Okay, so he doesn't know about anything. You know anything about this note? Whoever it was that invited her here, it does not concern you. It's in the interest of the museum. We find him and straighten out this matter. Yes, okay. So he thinks the note was for Hare. You know anything about the dried blood? Are you trying to stir up controversy? Are you implying something? No, I'm just asking, you know. Just trying to find out about things. Okay, can you tell me, like, the names of people? Yes, I believe you already know she works at our ticket desk. Yes, but okay, but what's her name? That would be nice if you could tell me. Maybe if I ask her about her, she will tell me her name. What about the guard? Because they keep talking about the night guard, but they won't tell me who it is. Is this a police inquiry? No. I appreciate if you wouldn't poke around our employees' business. Okay, so he's not gonna tell me anything about anyone then. Do you know anything about the runes? I'm sure there are more productive and important things you can occupy your time. Okay, he's just very much like, nah, I'm not talking. What about this red marble tablet that someone apparently wanted to target? The Landasian marble tablet. Why would you be interested in that? Has anything unusual been noticed about it? There's much interest in that one, from parties that are interested in buying it, you see. There are unpleasant rumors. Some. Such as what? I have no wish to humor those shallow superstitions. Suffice to say, they are untrue. Okay, so he's like, I don't believe in the supernatural properties. So what about those weird masks? Okay, he doesn't want to give us a history lesson. What about the chalice? Why was it important that we clicked on it? There isn't much that can be said about that chalice, okay? But why is it displayed like that? It could have just been as well placed in storage or in the halls with everything else. Something was needed to complete that cabinet, and it seemed the best fit. That's about all. Or is it? Is it? Is there a specific reason you've got that there in the entry to your office? The Heimling shield exhibit has been taken down because it was found distasteful. Okay, yeah, that's... Okay, well, we can ask him about things, but he seems quite unhelpful, so we probably want to figure out specific things we want from him first. I want to check if the stairs that we found are down to the basement, maybe? Because we have a basement key, and a basement seems like a good place for snooping. Like, I love snooping. Snooping's the best. Okay, that just takes... Okay, so that just takes us down to one of the doors that was otherwise locked. And that takes us to... behind the gates in the garden. Nice, nice, nice. And then to the basement. It's locked, but I have a basement key. Does that work? Yeah. Snooping in the basement. Nothing spooky could possibly happen here. It's locked. Well, definitely nothing spooky is gonna happen if all the doors are locked. Use F to toggle lighter. Okay, I guess it's gonna get dark. Okay. We've got another room with people's stuff. The only thing inside the pockets are 80 cents and a number of crumpled paper napkins. Okay, disgusting. Okay, that's the newspaper again. We've already seen that. Rubber boots, large size, a lot of dried dirt on them. Okay, so whoever wore those boots may have been in the flower fields. Locked, locked. Marl. I think we had something about Marl. It's locked and looks to have been banged up. Locked. It's locked. A long, dry, dark, oily stain seems to have leaked from the locker at some point. Okay. S. Horner. Okay. It's locked. There are bits of some kind of dried herbs stuck in the cracks of the door. Shanks. Okay. It's locked. It's locked. There's a stale smell around it that could be sweat or mold. The nameplate has been scratched out. Okay. Mold people. Someone with some herb in their locker. Is that whispers? I mean, you probably can't super hear it, but like in headphones, it sounds like there is whispering. Stack of faded musty paper. Delicious. Anything behind the door? I'm just like listening for the whispers in this corner. Nope, they're gone now. Okay, well, that's suspicious. Yeah. Oh, is it this speaker thing? Can we like hear? It's not interactable, but I'm like, I'm hearing whispers. There are voices happening. It's dark in this basement. No, don't turn this off. Okay, it's locked. This is unlocked. Ugh. Hi. An ancient Elsa statue that appears to be genuine. I mean, it's the museum. You would think they wouldn't be dealing with forgeries here. Stone trinkets, Lucerian, granite quartz. Okay. Just looked like a box of dirt. An engraved metal shield. Looking at it for too long is giving me a headache. Are the voices in the room with you right now? Clearly. Clearly they are. Okay, so this is the angry shield. It's not the same as the artifact, or maybe it was a part of it. So it's in the basement. Like, as far as I know, this is just a investigation game. There isn't any, you know, nothing is gonna chase us, but I'm not sure. Can't 100% guarantee. Storage room, W5, records, archive. So that's the locked room. Like, we have our lighter, but honestly, it's barely doing anything in terms of being able to see. Okay, more things. There's something here. A decorated dagger with a stone hilt. I mean, yes, even for a museum, that's a weird way to store artifacts again. What are those? Books? Potentially? Or like columns of some sort? One is marked. Paper's very old and dusty. Yes, well, let's take this. Maybe it will remind us of something. Can't take the dagger to defend ourselves with. Boxes of broken things, all dusty, worn out items. Okay, nothing here then. Wow, that's dark. Records. Storage room E7. This is locked. Storage room E8. Okay, everything is locked. And then there's this dark corridor. Smells like a gas leak. Okay, so can't go there with our lighter because we could potentially blow the whole place up. I guess it's telling us to find another light source, because otherwise we can't see what's going on. Well, that was both a bit interesting and also not too much. But we found a weird node, so that may lead us to something. But also we found a way to explore more gardens. What's that? It needs to be fairly unique and recognizable patterns so that it's booked. Car parking, my first thought, car parking spaces. Maybe floorboards. Yeah, I mean, so I'll go there in a bit, but when we were in the first garden, there was like walls with columns on them. So I may check that out, because that's why I said columns, that's what came to my mind. There's something behind this bush. How can I get in there? I want to check it out. Okay, a large mound of dirt, likely a molehill. I mean, he was talking about the moles, that's for sure. But what if we could dig? Where's our shovel when you need one, right? Jesus Christ, David. He just kind of appears. Okay, I don't see a way behind that bush right now to whatever it is there. And I can't jump to see it or anything, but there's something there. Like, we may be able to see it from a window or something. Like, why would it be there? Why is it behind the bushes? But yes, let's see what else is here. Yeah, I mean, this game seems like it's very open-ended in terms of the exploring, so we just have to, you know, go around, see what we can find. The flowers appear to be out of season, okay. But those ones not. Blue flowers. Okay. In case we needed to know. Yes, we just have to go exploring and see what we find, see what connects with what. I mean, we've already collected so many pieces of information, lots of people's names. Large round of dirt, yes, small hills, trash cans. Oh, there's something there. I can see things. Oh no, that's just bits of leaves. It looked like a smaller item from behind the bush. Anything behind me? No, that just seems to be benches and bins. Nothing in them. Anything in this corner? No. Okay, so can we now open this gate? Yes, okay, so it's just, we can unlock it from the other side. But that means we should probably go back around and unlock the other gate. So that we have access on both sides. Hi, David. You're just like following us around. So, yeah, what's everyone's thoughts about the game so far? Because, yeah, to me it's like, I mean, yes, it's interesting and we're looking for potentially alien ghost, whatever, but yes, the open-endedness, you know, I'm not sure how it's gonna work out in terms of how long it's gonna take me to find the right information. Dry flower petals from an unknown flower. There were dry flower petals in her house? Right. Yes, okay, I got a sample. Like, that was the one thing we could see in her apartment. They were dry flower petals. That looked suspiciously like those ones. So, was she there? Even though that's not where she said she was. Okay, there's also a dent here. I'm just like tracking all the dents. So yes, this is the columns there I was thinking about, but I'm not sure it's the right counts. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, did I not pick up that note? Oh no, I did. Okay. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is those columns. And then we go to this one at the end. Do I use the note on it? Okay, no, because there's no interact points. Okay. Okay, well, it looked correct for what this note is showing. But... but there's nothing here I can do with it. Yes, what about it? What do you want me to do, game? Ah no, now I can. This ornament top piece has been glued to the body. Okay. But can I do anything with that? That wouldn't work. Okay, so we have to... Can I, like, knife it? The glue is tough. It needs to be softened first. Okay, I need to find something to dissolve a glue. Yes, I tried to cut it off, but unfortunately, apparently, the glue's too tough. It's awkward. It seems to involve a lot of walking around and hoping to find things rather than connecting information and following up on it. Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking, right? Like, yes, cool game with, like, you know, they're trying to do, like, open-ended investigation, but without, like, things having direct links. We're just going around looking at things until something pops together. Lighter. Okay, well, we can try. Oh, the glue on the edges is melting. Okay. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have thought to use my lighter on the glue. There's some kind of old document stuffed in there. Okay. Transfer of source of power into this grants power or draws power? Yes, I like how to phrase it. I like playing with fire, like if, you know, you have a bonfire or a fireplace. I like poking fire with sticks and whatever, but I've never been like a lighter person, if that makes sense. I know there are people who just, you know, I guess if they smoke, they always seem to have a lighter on them and they'll always be playing with their lighter. Just like a lighter is their cool item they have on them. They fidget with it a lot. I am not a lighter person. I don't think of a lighter as my primary tool I carry around. You know, I'm always like, you know, I have a knife, sure. I have a screwdriver. I'm saying in games, I don't have a knife in real life. Just thinking like knives, screwdrivers, stuff like that. Lighters is a uncommon tool to me. Observe the description of the lost process. They knew what it was and knew its workings, but none among them could replicate it. I have attempted to call upon it through the ritual of the water and communed with the elders, but to no avail. It is only through my discovery of a source of power potent enough that it has been made possible. Thus can mere men be drawn and beckoned as a flower beckons the honeybee. The ritual required some preparation, but it has made this difficult endeavor stable and sure. Okay, so now we're getting into rituals. Thus are channeled the powers of calling, the effects of one awakened through. The vessel holds and unlocks the influence. Okay, and some sort of 1.5 meter hexagon shape. The ritual is only possible through the source of power. Much is demanded. I have not located description to other means of achieving the ritual's reach and effect. I will continue searching, but find first there must also be a vessel, as is required. If this were a simple task, its fruit would be that much less sweet. Some other runes. Arrive where you are beckoned. The mind is called to a place, okay? So someone could have been beckoned with magic. It describes the process of leading a mind towards a place. But is it this possible? There must be some way to make the place call and the mind to listen. Once they arrive, it has then been made possible to consume their life. Okay. Is this the rune? Is this the rune we found in the cupboard? Like, we were just talking about, oh, yeah, this game is kind of you run around and you hope for things. This seems like a pretty big find. So, okay, some sort of ritual to call a person to a place and consume their life. Someone has to be sacrificed. An untitled manuscript with pages upon pages of unfocused observations and ramblings. Most of it is incomprehensible, okay, but this seems serious. So, that's something interesting then. What am I doing with those samples? Like, do I have some sort of lab I can go to test the samples? Because yes, like, have I completed anything? Not really. Like, I've completed little bits, but not whole things. Like, I still don't know. Like, someone could have been possessed then to attack her, but we don't know who. Shelley's attacker have reason to remain near or keep away from the museum premises. Well, we don't have anything about that. Was coming to the Goddard Museum Shelley's own intention or idea? Maybe not. Maybe this is what this manuscript is telling us, right? That she was beckoned into here. I mean, I'm just gonna put it in as a note. It's not gonna solve because apparently there are two pieces of things. But yeah, we could say it wasn't her own idea. Something beckoned her to come. Did Shelley's alleged attacker have a human form or mind? Maybe, right? I mean, it sounds like, at least from what she said and then what the other guy said, it seemed like even though it was dark, at least the shadow looked like a person. Although, and mind, right? We don't know, like, did they have a human mind? Were they possessed? Were there some sort of thing that was summoned? Is this incident part of a larger series of events? Well, we don't have anything to say about that. And he has the artifacts. Like, it feels like we need to be doing more of that science described here. Victor Obai just subscribed. Welcome, welcome, Victor, if you're here. Yeah, so there is many artifact types. And there is various things we can do. Tablet plus tourmaline, passive function. Weapon blade plus bronze and any stone, enhancer. Okay, so there's lots and lots to read and understand for us to be able to work this out, the artifact types. And then there's like ghosts and huntings, mind reachers, suspected potential presence based on context of the case and the artifacts found in the museum. Okay, so there is lots happening here. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go talk with the director in his office, because that was the one room I skipped, and kind of ask him about some things, ask him about the notes. Because that may tell us something, although I kind of expect him to be all, I don't want to tell you this. Blank sheets of paper, the same newspaper. Oh, there's a picture in that box. Old box of documents. There's a framed photograph to the museum staff dated May 2nd era, 153. One person in it bears an exact resemblance to Mr. Shanks. Yep. Can I pick it up? No, I cannot. Is it important? Several months supply of mothballs. Number of notes and memorandums addressed to Mrs. Mayers. She's the secretary assistant. There's a woman's makeup bag in here. Okay. Encyclopedias. Okay, just storm into his office, start snooping. Pentone radio. This one might be for Kershaw. Also, it does seem like they're doing the old thing of fonts are handwriting and there are unique handwriting, so we're probably gonna have to track down who wrote what at some point. Sir, I am again writing about the shifts. I fail to understand why Roberts is taking all the night shifts that I'm supposed to be having. I keep only having day shifts, which I would appreciate if I got my share of the night shift. It's supposed to be if it's possible. Okay, so this handwriting, as I was just saying, we're going to recognize. This looks the same as the guy who was saying his back hurts and he can't do storage. So needle, that was him. And now he's complaining. He sounds like he complains a lot. Now he's complaining about the fact that Roberts, or Rupert, that's the name we have. Getting all the night shifts. Because we will need that for that puzzle in the security room where we're supposed to say who's who and who's got what shifts. And so he gets all the day shifts. Okay, this sounds important for the puzzle, although, yeah, we have to see if we can work it out just from this. Stack of seemingly new copies of the museum inventory. One seems to be the original, which has been given a signature of approval. Okay, so we took that so we can look at it. Oh, this is the classifications. This is for that board that was on the wall that was like, fill this in. So dress trinkets, jewelry, they're marked with those things. Chalice, okay. Chalice is one of the items that is marked with a special code. Horse, bridal decorations, and ceramic bowls. Ceremonial amulets, inscribed tablet, holy rite mask, arrowheads. Tool fragments, furniture making tools, effigies, blades. Okay, so this is like the various things that are marked up as having classifications. Wow, there's a lot. There is a lot. Engraved shield, TI-221. Stone carvings, burial urns, carved figurines, ceramic vase, carved stone lantern. Okay, we've seen that. Okay, so that sounds like there's a lot of information about that we have to crack open. Set of spare keys given to Whistler, lost his own and will be using them for the moment. Third time, more letters to Historical Association, have to find someone who knows the people, museum listings. Must checks with Whistler? Yeah, in a week and have a talk with him if not found. Get started with October earnings reports. Okay, that's how they write R, even though it looks like an X. Woman locked into grounds? Okay. Yes, like, I understand they're trying to do fonts as different people's handwriting, but this is where having the plain text option usually comes in helpful. Something on your mind, my boy? So can you help me with investigating? I'm not willing to provide you with access to the rest of the museum. I highly doubt there's anything in here that would help explain that situation. But you have my most sincere encouragement to clear up all those nasty rumors. Okay, so what happened? I was not here, but after speaking with the staff, I can say with some confidence that our employees had no hand in it. Surely you agree that the mere location of the attack does not mean that the name of the museum should be associated with this unpleasant situation. So you weren't here. What time do you usually leave? 6 o'clock. Okay. What can we question you about? Do you know who attacked her? There was a meeting this morning and my staff shared what they knew of the incident. Something was seen. But all I know is that nothing about that indicates that our museum was or should be involved. Okay. Well, it was on your premises. Yeah, any witnesses that told you anything? There is no reason to believe our employees had any involvement in this unfortunate mishap. Can you at least confirm which staff members were here? Further confidentiality, that's not information I can share. Okay, everyone's being very like, I'm not telling you. Do you know about this secretive invitation? Was it for you? The museum really holds no responsibility for outside individuals who chose the grounds as a meeting spot. Okay, he says it's nothing to do with him. Anything about the dried blood? You're making some serious accusations, my boy. I just want to know where it came from. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Our museum's never been known for disturbing developments. Okay, he denies it all. You know the chalky residue outside? What sort of shady business you're doing? I can't help you with that, okay. Yes, who's the lady? We never asked her name. Yes, our guide should be somewhere out in the hall. She should be able to assist you if you have any questions about the exhibits. Okay, she's the guide. No name right now. I guess we could ask her. Know anything about the ruins? Vandals, no doubt. What else? I mean, there is so much. So, know anything about this manuscript? There is no way to ask about this without raising suspicion and risking alerting someone. Okay, yes. Let's not show him. What about this photograph? That was before my time, I believe. I only took this position 7 years ago. Okay. Yes, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's a good way to know who to ask about what, right? Because it seems counterproductive to be like, ask everyone about everything. Can you tell me about your secretary? Oh no, yes, our guide should be somewhere in the Hadas. Okay, so she's Mrs. Mayers. Okay. Okay. So this is looking out here, because now I'm also thinking about the thing I saw in the bushes. Can I see it from up top? Because I'm like, it seems like it's gonna be, you know, not super useful to just go through every dialogue option with every single person. So, like, I'm trying to think about what this game may want us to do in terms of how do we know what to ask who, right? Because some things are obvious, like, have you witnessed anything or whatever, but others are not. Okay. It looks like, I mean, a broken column, a chess piece of some sort. Just a chess piece in the bushes. Hi, David. How you doing? Just following us around. Can see this from his office, maybe. Not really, because I can't approach the window. And then if I go here, I can't move in that office, because he just talks to me, but then I leave. Okay, and this is locked. Yeah, senior conservator. Okay. Guess I can go confirm people's names. Like, if I ask them about themselves, they might tell me who they are. Move along, sir. Yeah, so you are the security guard. Right, museum guard. Stick somewhere else. Oh, okay. He doesn't want to even tell me what his name is. Do you not have a name tag? Isn't that something people do? Okay. Here's the guide lady. Hello, guide lady. Can you tell me your name so that I can have it recorded? It's not our policy to give out names. I'm sure you understand. Okay. They're that unhelpful. Right? They're not even like, hi, my name is Jane and I'm the guide. They're like, we just don't have names. You can't know what they are. They're secret. Secrets. Okay, I'm gonna check out the security room again. Puzzle. See if it tells me anything now. Because we know, like, Preston's doing lots of shifts. Nigel is complaining that he only gets day shifts and that Rupert gets all the night shifts. So we have day shift, night shift, 24-hour shift, vacation, sick leave, storage duty. Let's see. I'm just thinking, is this enough information or will we have more? Like, it feels like we need something more towards the type of shifts people are taking, or something like, oh, and this person was on sick leave that day, or something like that. And I also want to check out that chart with the artifact classification, if I can now remember where I saw that. Because, what do they need for that? That's the exhibit. Oh, that was probably upstairs. Yes, there's lots of slow walking around. Like, this is our running speed. I'm actually holding shift to run, because, like, if I don't, we go even slower. Yes, so this is... Yes, those assets with those markings. Do we have... Do we have enough in our inventory to match specific objects here? Or is it types? Oh, no, because this is like... Oh, so we probably would have to be like... Here it says the classification, and then we have the inert, emissive, transmissive, whatever that we read in our book about, right? And we have to take that, and we have to take the list we got from that thing. And it says, like, the dress trinkets are the CI451, or whatever else. And then in this artifact types thingy, we would have to read through this, understand what kind of artifact it is, and do some sort of combinations to understand what types they are. So we actually have to run around the museum and figure all of that out. TI221 was the mask. Let's see. So many pages. Stone lantern, card figurines. Didn't mean to close it. Where is the mask? Amulets, tablets. Holy Rite mask, TH331. Blades, effigies, tool fragments. Burial mask, SC346. Rings and clasps, jewelry, coins. Engraved shield is TI221. Is the shield, not the mask. Yes, so this would be... Because, yeah, the shield was making people angry. right? Because then that would probably match up with something like that was a different part of the book. Types of properties, right? Like we have the psychoaffective, right? The object or organism emissive properties while also passively emitting some category of psychic waves that affect sentient organism, right? So we could probably say that this shield is psychoaffective. Based on what we found out on it about it so far. Yes, so TI-221 could be a psychoaffective type of artifact. But the other ones are quite more complex, right? We have to somehow connect it with this. Will be categorized here since the functions seem to go beyond the known types of passive functions, even though there's some overlap. Unlike objects with the only passive effects, those artifacts are manually activated and should be stored here. Even if they have passive quality, like being transmissive, most artifacts with manual use are already emissive by default. Yes, it would basically have to be this, right? We have to see the artifacts as they're named on that inventory, find them in the museum, then do whatever we can do, right? Like, what is it telling us? You know, objects used to amplify powers. They typically have a recognizable form and associated use even as mundane objects. Some are capable of channeling and focusing existing abilities, mask weapons, scepters, head ornaments. Some are objects of power, is this control, which increase the strength of abilities, flame holders, horns, infused stones. A large number of these appear to have some relation to ritual use or superstitious activities. And then there are instrument artifacts, manual activated and typically directed function, which produces reality-altering influencing effects. Impossible to achieve through conventional means. Artifacts that fall into this type are often strange objects with no apparent or obvious purpose. So it could be like the artifact that was given to us, right? The broken artifact could be an instrument. Some objects such as woven fabrics, figurines, and most jewelry, excluding head ornaments, torches, and hold pendants, tend to indicate that even if the artifact has special properties, it has no manual function, something that's been scribbled out. Some materials seem to be inherently emissive no matter if there is a function. Rosette, soapstone, blood, opal, birch. Certain materials indicate no manual function. Bronze only, iron only, cedar, mahogany, clay. Materials specific to manual function artifacts: fur, opal, azure, porphyry. Certain materials indicate an object has no unnatural properties: sandstone, shale, nickel, lead, and steel. Okay, so then we can like eliminate certain things based on what they're made of. The qualities used to determine an object's specific type only apply to objects confirmed to have any kind of special properties to begin with. Confirm first. Okay, so, but I guess if they're classified in that list of having the marking, then that's the confirmation we're looking for. But yes, there is also this. So, from that, it would seem like this game requires us to do a very detailed check of like every single, like, of the items in the museum, so that we can find all of those things and figure out where they are and check what they're made of, classify them, see what we can do with them. So, I mean, so it's been 3 hours of the stream, and it feels like all we've done here is kind of gathered more and more problems and not a lot of solutions. And like, in some ways, we at least have the inklings of like, okay, this is how we would solve this. This is how we would find an information about that. But it feels like, yes, it does require just sitting down with like plenty of time to research it and do it properly, which I'm not sure it's good stream material at this point. So I don't know, maybe I would have to transfer this game to video, basically, because of course with doing videos, I can then, you know, spend a few hours reading through all of this, making the links, and then, you know, all you have to watch is however many minutes of video of me saying what it is, rather than watching me for another 3 hours trying to categorize every artifact in the museum. So, yes, it seems like this weekend I've not had a good run on the games I've picked for streams, because both of them, like, there was nothing wrong with the esoteric app game. Like, it seemed like it would have been a good game to just play in general. Like, I'm not saying there was anything wrong with it as a game. Yes, it went on a bit, and after 3 hours we were also in the similar spot of like, oh yeah, we just kind of, you know, it just kind of opened lots of doors to like, there will be things to do, but it didn't feel like we made any significant progress. But yes, it feels to me like it would be time to wrap up the stream now without truly achieving anything. So I do apologize about it. But I mean, like, I'm sort of interested in this, right? I'm kind of like, okay, something happened here. There are puzzles I can see. There are things to uncover I can see. So I am interested in playing this more and actually working out what it is. I just think, yes, it's a sort of off-stream time sort of situation, because yeah, the cryptic runes has been added, right? Like, that's also a thing that we have to, yes, we have to figure out what the runes mean, and apparently there is a lot of possible meanings for them, but we only have like 2 and we don't have any information about what the runes might possibly be. So I've only just figured out that you can turn pages on this, so it seems like there will be more and more things to unlock here. So that's curious, but yeah, I guess not really a good stream material. But either way, yes. I want to thank you all for coming anyway, for hanging out with me, for checking out games, even if they don't always work out as stream material. And hopefully next week I can find something that actually does work, because obviously, yes, it's, as I often say with those things, like, I just look at a Steam page and go like, could be interesting, but we have to try it, right? Because the thing with like investigation, detective, mystery games is like, you don't want to look too much into it because spoilers are possible, so I'm just kind of like, well, I trust that this might work, and then you trust me that this may work. So yes, if you're interested in this one, I'm hoping I'm gonna have time to put something together separately, and then yes, we can find something to stream that's a bit more stream interesting. So thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you still like found this at least a bit interesting. And thank you to those who liked the stream. If you've seen any games recently, new games that are in this sort of detective, investigation, escape room sort of vibes, let me know. Maybe, maybe that will be something to play, because it feels like a lot of the game I've been seeing coming out recently are kind of, yes, very sort of slow puzzle games that are more like, that are better for videos than they are for streams. So I've been struggling for stream picks. Or if not, I can, I guess, find out some point and clicks, because point and clicks, at least, they seem safer in the sense of they tend to move, right? They tend to just get along with it. So we'll see if maybe one of those for next week. But yes, anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your evening, good rest of your day. And yes, as I was saying yesterday, and I was saying it today in the post, the final hamster mind solution is coming to the channel. So I'm, you know, I'm kind of excited by the fact I solved it, even though the explanation just involves a bunch of spreadsheets. But it's a quick video, so yes. Yes, there's a demo for Rivage. I have it on my list, so I might check it out. But again, I'm like, yeah, like for demo for a stream, there is, I would have to pick a bunch, right? And we could do a just demo stream. Like we've done demos previously on stream, but we haven't done a whole stream that just demos. So might consider that as well. Yes. But yes, thank you all so much. And as always, thank you to all the members. And hopefully I will see you soon. Bye-bye.